Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bellator 197. Welcome to Fights with Friends. How the hell is everybody doing? How the hell are you? On this Friday the 13th, Bellator 197, Michael Chandler versus Brandon Girtz. This was actually supposed to be a championship fight originally. It was supposed to be Brandon Girtz versus Brent Primus. Brent Primus does not want to fight. And we're going to get to see undefeated AJ McKee versus Justin Lawrence tonight. AJ McKee has been called the Floyd Mayweather of MMA. He's 10-0, all matches inside Bellator. Finished most of his fights. This should be a really good card, guys. Seriously, this is one of the best Bellator cards I think they put together in a long time. What's up, RS? How you doing, Pulse? Stewie, good to have you as always. This is a really good card tonight. If I didn't just say that, guys, I will say it again. Top to bottom, this main card. Logan Storley versus Joaquin Buckley. Logan Storley 7-0. He's a great prospect. You got Kimbo Slice, Baby Slice, fighting here. Are you the one always giving me those goddamn dislikes, Stewie? Yes, cannot wait for Ed and Sonya tomorrow. Cannot wait for everything. There's a lot of great stuff tomorrow, but there's a lot of great stuff tonight. We got Kimbo, Baby Slice, 2-1 versus Devon Brock. Devon Brock actually, in his pro debut for Bellator, beat Conrad Gracie. Everybody was really big on one of the Gracie brothers, Conrad Gracie, and Devon Brock beat him. I'm still picking Baby Slice in that fight tonight, but that's going to be a tough fight for him. AJ McKee, he's been called the Floyd Mayweather of MMA. He's got slick movement. He can also get you on the ground. He's got great submissions. He's fighting Justin Lawrence. This is not going to be an easy fight for him. Justin Lawrence was in the UFC. He was 1-2. He had one crazy knockout in the UFC. He was also on the one Ultimate Fighter season where they had the fights live. It was called Ultimate Fighter Live. They did everything in the house. They filmed it, but then they had the actual fights live. He was on that season. And he had a crazy knockout, his one win, like I said, in the UFC. And then, of course, Michael Chandler and Brandon Girtz always bring it. Michael Chandler's really pissed at Brent Primus. The only reason Michael Chandler doesn't have his championship is because when he's fighting Brent Primus, of course, he had that really bad leg injury. And Brent Primus said that he can't fight right now. He fights about once every year to once every 2 years. Michael Chandler says that he will vacate the belt, Brent Primus. He said he'd bet his house that he would never defend the belt. So, I don't know if some of that's a little bit, what's up, Seven? Lego coach. I'm a Lego coach? Yeah, let's go, man. Thanks for tuning in, Seven. Let's get some people in here, get some likes. They're jumping into this quickly. Already tail of the tape. Devon Brock and Baby Slice is the first fight. I thought this was going to be the second fight. Baby Slice 2-1, 25 years old, 5'11", 160 pounds. Devon Brock 1-0, 22 years old, 5'9", 160 pounds. Yeah, this is going to be a badass night. A lot of times Bellator puts together, they put together one good main event, maybe, you know, that maybe doesn't even pop, and then the rest of their card would be just absolutely garbage. That's not the case tonight. I'm glad we got some great ones. Yeah, defeated Conry Gracie by unanimous decision, excuse me. Devon Brock on his pro debut. So that's a pretty damn successful pro debut. Beating Conry Gracie. Good for them, Stewie. Glad you're over here, man. Head trainer Antonio McKee. Notable training partners for him are he trains with AJ McKee, Baby Slice. Now he can throw hands like his dad. He also has really great wrestling. Like I said, Devon Brock is no slouch. I'm still going to take Baby Slice in this one. I take Baby Slice by decision, but let's go. They meet in the middle of the cage here. Devon Brock throws a leg kick. Man, Slice throwing that right hand right off the bat, reminding us of his dad. A lot smaller than his dad. Misses a leg kick. Oh, Slice is winging. Brock misses all those. Slice goes for the takedown. Nice takedown defense from Devon Brock, and they're back up. Oh, nice jab lands for Brock. Slice looking aggressive like his dad for sure. I'm not sure what they're apologizing for technical difficulties. Apparently I missed those technical difficulties. Nice right hand for Slice there. What's up, Sungrown? Enjoying your live shows and your vids. Cheers, Bung Rip. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I enjoy doing it. Brock standing kind of flat-footed. Excuse me, Slice. Oh, big right hand from Slice, and Devon Brock is on the ground. He's got full mount, and he's raining down right hands on Devon Brock. Elbow, elbow, elbow. Go Slice. Right hands to the temple. Right uppercuts, and he's going for the sleeper hold. Make your daddy proud. Make your daddy proud, Baby Slice, and he's got it. Devon Brock taps out 3-1. First round victory for Baby Slice. Go Slice family. And the memory lives on. You got to be happy for that guy, and he is ecstatic. Damn. What's up, Nunn? What are you talking about bullshit? This is Bellator. This is Kimbo Slice Jr. just knocked this dude silly and choked him out. Kimbo Slice was getting it together. Boss Rutan tried to show him everything. He was still a brawler. Baby Slice is going to be a complete MMA star. He's got the full package. He's got that right hand. He's got the takedowns. He's got the submission. He is a more complete fighter than his dad. Thank you, Seven. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Beautiful technique, too. Wraps up the sleeper there, the whole thing. I hope his dad's watching on from heaven, shining down on him right now. He's got to be proud. Yeah, that's really Kimbo Jr., man. 160 pounds, a lot smaller than his dad. But he's got all the fury, man. I'm super happy for him. I did not expect it to be that fast, though. Devon Brock had a great amateur career. He's a tough dude himself. Like I said, beat Conry Gracie. You beat any Gracie in an MMA match, especially in your debut. Those guys, those guys grow up getting choked, from birth. What's up, Cap? Did you see that? Did you see Baby Slice just annihilate Devon Brock? That was incredible, man. I didn't see the prelims. I didn't really recognize too many of the fighters' names. So I took a nap after work so I'd be nice and refreshed for this. This is a great card, man. This really is. I'm really glad that they decided to put together a good set of cards for this. What's up, Jason? I wonder what would happen if GSP and Cyborg had a kid. Oh my God. I'm kind of interested in what Ronda Rousey and Travis Brown kids are going to look like, man. Yeah, that definitely would be a killer. GSP and Cyborg, though. The muscle tone, get them into gymnastics early. What's going on, Jason? Thanks for tuning in, man. We got people in here early. Early, but you just missed Kimbo Slice Jr. What's up, Robert? Cyborg a tranny. No, Cyborg's not a tranny. She did test positive for steroids in the past, which can change your facial shape and some of your growth of some things, but no, she has not been confirmed a tranny. I don't have any reason to believe that. Early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. There's a lot of cheese out here tonight, man, in these fights. I said we got AJ McKee. If you haven't heard about this guy, he's fighting Justin Lawrence. They call him the Floyd Mayweather of MMA. He's 10-0. All of his wins are in Bellator. Is better, Pico or McKee? I don't know yet. I think McKee right now, because he's further along, obviously. He's 10 fights in. Pico is such a talent. His wrestling and everything is so good. He's improving so quickly. I don't know, man. That's a hard one. Like I say, I got to say McKee for right now, but Pico is definitely quite possibly a future champion. They got Baby Slice in there for the interview. Team Body Shop, Team Kimbo. 7th fastest submission in Bellator history, 34 seconds. Nice job of making history there, Baby Slice. Position before submission. Yeah, it was quick, Cap. You're going to have to watch that replay, man. It was awesome. Zabit is a master. That guy he was fighting was tough, though, man. I did not expect him to give him that good of a fight. That ended up being fight of the night. And, man, I like to buy that guy a beer. He is tough as hell. But, yeah, Zabit was definitely impressive. He definitely held it down. Got AJ McKee tonight. Like I said, he's fighting Justin Lawrence. Justin Lawrence, veteran of the cage, 11-4. He was actually in UFC. He's 1-2 in the UFC, but he had an incredible knockout in the UFC. He's also on Ultimate Fighter, the Ultimate Fighter season live, where they filmed everything except for the fights. They had the fights live. And that's a big test for AJ McKee tonight. Chandler, in my opinion, would still be champ if he didn't get injured in his title defense. I agree, and he's really upset that Brent Primus is not fighting him. He says that Brent Primus will not defend his title. He thinks Brent Primus will vacate his title. I don't know if it's frustration or something he knows, but he said he'd bet his house that Brent Primus never defends that title. Oh, we do get Logan Storley and Joaquin Buckley, 7-0. Logan Storley and Joaquin Buckley, 8-1. Logan Storley, welterweight prospect. I thought that was going to be the first match, but that's the match we get now. So that's going to be good. 6 knockouts. Logan Storley, I said 7-0 with 6 knockouts. So 2 of those in Bellator. Brandon Girtz, in my opinion, the best slugger in MMA. He only throws at 100% power. He is just insane. This is going to be a slugfest, man, because Michael Chandler does not back down from anybody. He's got 13 finishes in his 17 fights himself. Joaquin Buckley at 170 pounds here, coming up too, 8-1. He's got 5 knockouts himself in 8 wins. 3 of those in Bellator. He's on a 3-fight win streak, actually. First 3 fights in Bellator, 3 wins over Chris Heatherly, Justin Patterson, and Vinicius de Jesus. So I'm just so happy that I think Bellator, I think, is going to finally be able to put on a product that people can start watching and really compete with the UFC. I mean, it's not the UFC, it's not there, it's not the NFL, but it's not the XFL. You know, it's good quality stuff. Of course, their next card they got coming up, they got Fedor and Frank Mir. What more can you ask for there? That's going to be a great card. Also, return of Michael Venom Page on that card. I thought Michael Venom Page was going to be fighting competition is good, absolutely, Jason. And hopefully these guys get paid more. Or no, excuse me, Michael Venom Page is fighting at UFC 200. I stand corrected. Yeah, I figured there, Stewie. How they doing over there? Bellator has Ryan Bader, of course. They are a competition to UFC. Yeah, your buddy Ryan Bader's coming up fighting May 12th, man. He's fighting against Kimbo. How do you see that fight going down, RS? I know you see Bader. How do you think he's going to finish it? Paul Daly versus John Fitz. That's what I was missing. The April 12th card, main event, Ryan Bader, the champion, Kimbo Law. Co-main event's going to be Paul Daly, John Fitch. Then you got Aaron Pico coming back against Lee Morrison. Czech Congo against Javi Ayala. Another great card there. That's going to be that May 12th card, the Bellator 199, and then May 25th already they come out with Bellator 200, of course. That's going to be the big one. Rafael Carvalho versus Gegard Mousasi. Mousasi finally making his debut in Bellator. Ground and pound for Bader. No way in hell Kimbo can take down Darth Vader. Too small and weak. I bet he gets a couple takedowns. I take Bader in the fight, but I wouldn't doubt Mo gets a couple takedowns. He's a pretty good wrestler. So yeah, Gegard Mousasi finally gets a shot at the middleweight world championship against 15-1 Rafael Carvalho. I got to take Gegard in that one, but Marco Crocop's old ass is coming back, and he's fighting another old dude, Roy Nelson. That'll be a fun fight, though. Jason said, I think Cormier could beat Phil Davis and Bader on the same night. Oh, you're going to stir RS up here? You're going to stir up a hornet's nest. Also on May 25th on Bellator 200, you had a return of Michael Page, and this has definitely got to be his biggest test. He's facing David Rickles. David Rickles is a tough son of a bitch. Then you got Phil Davis fighting Lintel Vassell. Linton Vassell is no slouch himself. Aaron Chambers is fighting that night against Ash Griffiths in the catchweight feature bout to round that night off. A lot of talent coming in the next week. I can't wait to see someone fight each other too. Michael Page and Paul Daly, of course. Cormier would need 30 minutes rest and some water, and he could do it. Did you like that? How Khabib, after he fought Al, you know, they were a little critical of his performance, of course. He said, give me 30 minutes rest and I'll fight whoever you want right now in 30 minutes. I don't know if he could have done it, but Cormier avoided Bader in the UFC. Cormier knew Bader was dangerous. His wrestling and his punching power could finish anybody. I love you, RS. That was better than Connor's trash talk. That was epic. How about this, RS? If Ryan Bader wins the heavyweight tournament, I will buy a Ryan Bader shirt, and I will do the whole next show after that. Well, as soon as it comes, after it comes with the Ryan Bader shirt on, and we'll have an ode to Ryan Bader. How's that? You guys haven't seen the new Bader. If he was dangerous in 5 years ago, now he's a straight killer. Is he like Darth Vader? It's like Darth Vader after he died and got his new skin. I do like Bader. He's always been an impressive specimen. Couldn't quite get that belt in the UFC, but he should fit in fine in Bellator. Man, I can't wait for tomorrow night. I know we got a lot to look forward to tonight, but Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier, that could be the fight of the entire year. Of course, so could Michael Chandler versus Brandon Girtz, but man, those guys both come straight forward. Justin Gaethje's straight killer. Dustin Poirier, one of the most rounded guys at that weight period. Bader is an outstanding fighter, but Cormier is on another level. I agree, Jason. You guys can't deny that he has dynamite in both hands, not like some Irish guy that only uses his left. 7, did you see the weigh-in? See anything? I remember the Machida fights, this Stewie. I love it. I say Cormier beats a clean John Jones. I don't know, Jason. I've always said that was a really weird thing, not to go down that rabbit hole, but we're going to go down that rabbit hole for a minute, I guess. Crazy as it sounds, I actually believe John Jones this time. I don't know how that supplement got in his system, but it does not make sense that he would be clean the day before. Very trace amount in his system that could not have helped anybody, and then clean the day after. Just doesn't make any sense. You know, the former head of USADA, the Golden Snitch, he says the same thing. Joe Rogan says the same thing. A lot of guys that know a lot about this say the same thing, that they don't see how, you know, that it could have been on purpose. So I don't know. It's hard to give Jones the benefit of the doubt, but it doesn't make sense. Jones looked his worst against OSP. Absolutely. I don't know what John Jones that was, but maybe that is the clean John Jones. If that was the clean John Jones, that John Jones absolutely sucked compared to Daniel Cormier. Cormier is on the veterans level, if that's what you mean. The Jones that fought OSP would have lost to Cormier, in my opinion. I don't want to make excuses for Jones, and I'm not trying to, because I want to see Cormier beat his ass. Trust me, I've had it, and I've lost my patience with John Jones. But it seems to me like John Jones needs something to get him up for a fight, and I just don't think he was up for OSP. I could be wrong. What about Latifi? That guy is strong. Yeah, Ilir Latifi. Ilir's his first name. Yeah, that dude is a beast for sure. Skullduggery. Oh, jeez, Stewie. Stewie really stirring the pot now. Bader on the juice and cocaine. He's been hanging out with John Jones 24/7. Him and Conor McGregor snorting it up at the after party. PD's experts Victor Conte says he believes that Jon Jones was microdosing undetectable amounts of testosterone that was contaminated with tyrannobol. That makes sense. I've heard some certain things like that. I'm not saying that Jon Jones wasn't dirty. I just said it's funny that he tests positive for that thing, and it was definitely something that was contaminated with tyrannobol. He definitely wasn't taking tyrannobol on purpose. Nice comeback there, RS. He's not backing down, man. I appreciate that. Where are you going, Stewie? Stewie's going to snort a line. No, just kidding. This is family-friendly television. I guarantee you. I'm trying to get some sponsors here, so. Happy Friday the 13th, by the way. Somebody bring me my black cat. It's good luck on Friday the 13th, I was told. Jones is a cash cow. He will be fighting again soon. Oh, yeah, for sure. Who do you think is best pound for pound right now? Demetrius Johnson, 125 pounds, no doubt. Controversy makes him an even bigger draw. Absolutely, Jason. All Tyson's controversy just made him bigger than ever. Nobody's ever been that big. Conor's the only one that has the ability to maybe get to the popularity level of a Mike Tyson. But, yeah, controversy is definitely what brought it, and Conor's getting in the controversy game for sure. Next Conor fight will be huge for that reason. Oh, absolutely. Were you going for Cormier the first and second time against Jones? I got to admit, I was going for Jones the first time. I used to be a big Jon Jones fan, and then he just messed up too many times. You know, I couldn't watch fights with my kids and look at him like somebody they should be looking up to. After the drunk driving, hitting the pregnant lady, that was it for me. Have you seen Marlon Moraes? He's coming up in the ranks. Yeah, he's a stud for sure. All right, we are on, guys. 3 5-minute rounds. Joaquin, Buckley, 5 wins by knockout, 3 in the first round. We could have another quick one here. I'm not complaining. I'm all about the finishes. Not that a fight can't be good without them, but why let it go to the scorecards when you can finish it yourself? Logan Storley, 7-0, 6 knockouts. This guy is the prospect here. I don't know what the odds are, but he's definitely who... referee Jason Herzog, he's definitely who Bellator is banking on to be the star, but he definitely could be upset as well. I really see this one going either way. Joaquin, Buckley running in to the center of the ring here, and the blue gloves there. Storley, of course, in the red gloves. Oh, Storley goes for the takedown. Nice spinning takedown, and he drives into the fence. Great takedown defense so far from Buckley, but Storley's able to finish it. He's got him up there against the fence. Buckley trying to get back up there on the fence. And this was Storley was a stud college wrestler. He can definitely pull off the upset tonight. Lifts Buckley up again. Buckley back up against the fence, but he's still fighting that takedown. Storley's dedicated, slams him on his butt again, and Buckley stands up. Back and forth, slams him on his butt again here, but this is all control this first minute. If it goes to the cards, that's all control for Storley, and he's in half guard. Yeah, he can definitely ground and pound from this. This is a weak half guard. He can probably move to side mount If he moves his right leg around, it looks like he can pretty easily move the side mount. You might want to push off the cage a little bit there. You can push off the cage, just not hook it with your heels there. I would push off the cage with my left leg if I was him. Try to wrap that right leg around the left foot of Buckley there, and he should be able to get into side mount. Maybe not now. I don't think he needs to strike from there though. 3:10 left in the round. And Storley in absolute command right here. Oh, he tries to jump guard there. Nice job of Buckley to stop him there. But he's in the open guard, back to the half guard there. He could definitely drop elbows from here. I'm surprised he's... I would move up a little bit on my leverage there, but he can definitely, like I said, drop elbows from here. He can also get a head and arm choke or a Darce choke from this position, from the half guard. We've seen a lot of people do it. Buckley backing up into that fence halfway through the round here. Buckley's almost up. Storley gets him with a couple right uppercuts as he stands up there. Oh, and he sweeps that left foot out. He is really making him work to get up here. What expert wrestling by Storley. And there he just drops Buckley, drops his weight on him. Just an elite understanding of how to use his body weight, does Storley. Buckley by no means has bad takedown defense. He's fighting this well, trying to get the grips there, but Storley just drops him down again. And there he is, and you know, he's got his legs straddled. He's almost got him out there. Oh, now he's going to take his back. Storley's standing up. He's going to take Buckley's back. Buckley could turn this around and stand up, but he turned to the left. I would have turned to the right there, and I think he could have stood up. Turned to the left. I thought he was going to turn into some kind of submission there, but then he turns the other direction. Oh, Storley's in half guard there. I think Buckley turned the wrong direction there. Easy to get turned around. Now Storley's got that arm underneath, and Buckley doing a good job of holding Storley close to him so Storley can't get up and get leverage to bring that ground and pound down, but he's not doing anything to win this round. This is an absolutely dominant round for Storley. Buckley's going to either need a finish now or a definitive winning of the next two rounds. Couple right hands land there for Storley. 35 seconds left in the round. This is not looking like a good matchup so far for Buckley. Storley again there in half guard. Looks like he can move to side mount at any time. He's just holding him there. He's got his arms hooked underneath Buckley's, and he doesn't really need to do anything. The only thing I would say is, oh, now he's dropping elbows. Just 10 seconds left. Oh, there he lands another right hand. Corner screaming like it was a lot more than it was there, but nice control for Storley. I said, who's fighting right now? Logan, Storley. Storley 7-0 against Joaquin Buckley, 8-1. I was saying Buckley was the prospect. Excuse me, Logan Storley is the prospect. So my mistake. So their prospect is in the great. Zoltan, what's going on, man? Dude, Baby Slice already fought. 34 seconds, man. Yeah, he floored the dude and choked him out. It was beautiful. Floored him with one of those overhand rights, just like his dad, knocked him on the ground, choked him out. First round submission, actually. Yeah, I floored him with the right hand. I'm sure you can find the replay somewhere on YouTube. You're going to want to watch it later. It was nice. Torrin Brown House, Kimbo's son, Slice son fighting. He already won. Sorry, guys. A lot of people wanted to see that. I didn't realize it was the first fight. All right, second round here. Gonna watch it on MMA Core later, says Zoltan. All right, nice place to watch it. Storley going for the takedown again on Buckley, starting off where he ended round 2. Joaquin Buckley's got to find an answer for those takedowns. He's trying to dump him again. He's at least up against the fence, so he has a chance to get back up. I'm surprised Storley doesn't try to take him to the center of the cage. I know Buckley has something to do with that. Maybe he's trying to control it, at least not getting taken down in the middle of the cage. But, yeah, he is definitely wrestling the shit out of him. Good way to call it, RS. This is absolutely dominating wrestling 101. Wrist control there, too. Like I said, wrist control. He knows where to put his legs, where to put his body. Just complete superiority of Buckley on the ground. Buckley can't even pull. He hasn't even been able to pull guard, I don't believe, once. He's had kind of a slight half guard. Cap says, yeah, baby slice won by rear naked choke. It was the punches that got him on the ground, though. Absolutely. Bro, Yamasaki, not crowd pleasing to say the least. The first round was more crowd pleasing. Now Storley, he's not doing as much action. He's got the half guard there. Buckley's holding him there. 2 minutes left in the second round. Buckley must be exhausted, says Kevin. Only 7 minutes in, but yeah, trying to get up for that long, that's one of the most exhausting things you can do in the world. Anybody that's been a wrestler, even on high school level. Finally, Buckley kind of has a guard, open guard. I think Storley might have just jumped into that. He jumps right out. Yeah, anybody who's been in wrestling or jiu-jitsu knows how frustrating and how much energy it is to continue to fight to get up off your back like that. I mean, after a while, you just want to go home. And I'm kind of surprised that the referee's not asking for Storley to be more active, though, and threaten to call him up. Not that Buckley could keep Storley from taking him down. He did look in right there. He's trying. He throws a couple right hands there. Buckley, to his credit, is holding Storley close to him to keep him from getting that leverage. I think Storley could do a better job of getting in a better position for ground and pound, though, or going for a submission. He's obviously absolutely the dominating factor on the ground. He just needs to work on the rest of it to be able to get those strikes in that submission. But when you got a guy that's only defending, as Buckley seems on the ground, it seems his only strategy is not to lose. And there, Storley lands a couple of elbows. It can be difficult to execute your game plan. The ref should have stood them up already. I agree, Yamasaki, several times. This is just not enough action on the ground. I'm not sure why he hasn't stood him up. I know John McCarthy would have stood him up, unretire his ass, and bring him in here. It's funny, though, John McCarthy was in here earlier doing the interview, and he's commentating. They said that he's retired as a referee from MMA. If you were watching... right, Storley lands a right hand here. Please call these guys up. If you were watching the kickboxing the other night, you seen Big John McCarthy was in there refereeing a kickboxing match. So that was interesting. I thought he was retired. Now he's raining down shots. Now Storley rains down shots. Right hands, left hands. You call it up or finish, or call the fight on strikes here, ref. We need to see any more of this. This is the same narrative over and over again. Step your game up, ref. And there's some nice ground and pound. Finally, a couple right hands and a right elbow Definitely dominating performance by Storley. He knows what he needs to work on after this, though, and that's going to be getting in those finishing positions. Cap says, I love a tactical fight, but this fight is just plain boring. Yeah, it was tactical in the first round for about the first 3-4 minutes of the first round, and now, yeah, they just really need to be calling these guys up. That's all there is to it. You guys watching that commercial for the Rampage commercial? David was making fun of me because I love these freaking monster movies. I watch all of them. I'll be there on opening day for Rampage. I watch every freaking King Kong movie, every Godzilla movie, anything that's got no plot, huge action, and a ton of ass kicking. I'm all over it. I love all the Fast and Furious world to me is almost like the Star Wars world is to people. Yamasaki says, has Michael Chandler ever tested positive for PEDs in his career? Dude always seems super tense. Not that I know of. Who AG McKee fighting tonight, says Cap. All right, here we go in the third round. AJ McKee's fighting Justin Lawrence. He is a UFC veteran, actually. He was 1-2 in the UFC, but he did have a big knockout. Storley, same narrative, takes down Buckley. Like I said, he did have a nice knockout in the UFC. He was on the Ultimate Fighter season that they called the Ultimate Fighter Live, where they had the fights live. They recorded everything in the house, but all the fights were live. What's up, Dean? Hey, thanks for tuning in, man. Everybody says hi. Everybody say hi to Dean. Hey, guys. David. Where are you at, David? Oh, he's upstairs, apparently. Well, hello, Dean. Thanks for tuning in, man. How's it going over there in Eastern Washington? And Storley takes Buckley down again to the ground here. No surprise. 3:50 left in the round. Hopefully, he can find a way to finish this thing. Dean says hello, everyone. What did you say? What's that, son? What'd you say before that? Dean's birthday is on Sunday, actually. I'm going to embarrass him. Early happy birthday from everybody here, Dean. This is somewhat of a boring fight. Storley's got side mount on Joaquin Buckley. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left here. But this is pretty much just the same narrative over and over again. And just kind of waiting for this fight to be over and get to the AJ McKee fight. You're welcome. At least Storley's finally getting the side mount here. I'm not sure why he's not draining down elbows. Like I said, Buckley is fighting a defensive fight. Seems like the only thing he knows how to do is hold Storley down. Oh, and now he spins, and Storley finally takes his back. Put the hooks in. Why are you turning to the right? Turn to the left. Put your hooks in and go for a submission. I'm not a fucking expert, but am I wrong here, Cap? Why did he turn to the right and turn him back over here? Why did he not turn to the left, put the hooks in, and put himself in a position to go for a submission? Right back to the side mount. That's super frustrating. That's super frustrating. I feel like one of those annoying know-it-alls there, but I know that's what he needed to do. And I don't know if he's not listening to his corner, and I don't know why he's not seeing it. That's the second time he's had a chance to turn around and take the back of Joaquin Buckley, who was not fighting it at all, and he chose to go the opposite direction, and here he is, inside mount. Throat technique, yeah, he should have gone for a choke. And there he gives him it back again. Go to the left! Go to the left, Storley. And he flips back over to that side mount. He's got great wrestling. I have to wonder if he's really lacking in the submission game. He's 7-0 with 6 knockouts. So he doesn't have a submission. Finally, Joaquin Buckley was able to get back up. Storley's trying to take him back down again. Storley, give us a minute to stand up. Stand up and bang with the guy for a minute. Come on. Come on here. You're making it difficult for me to commentate. And he pushes him up against the fence again. And the crowd boos here. Everybody knows you're a good wrestler, Storley, but Storley will win, but he might get out just for being so boring. Or get cut just for being so boring. Yeah. Am I wrong that he had several chances to go for the submission and take the back, and he went the wrong direction? I don't understand how at this level you could not see that. He's in a side mount. He could go for a head and arm choke. I'm not sure he knows how to do it. Nice knees to the body from Storley here. I'm under the impression that Storley has no submissions. He really needs to get with somebody who's got a good Campbell's got a good BJJ game, and man, Bellator can't afford to have boring fights. Definitely not. That first fight, of course, was great. I know you were late on that one, Dean, but that made up for this fight. Baby Slice, they call him Kimbo Slice's son, Kevin Ferguson Jr., 19 years old, I believe he is. He was in his third fight here in Bellator. He fought Devon, a guy who had beat Kron Gracie in his debut, and Baby Slice knocked him down with a big right hand, hurt him, and he was able to put the hooks in. He knew how to do it, and choked out Devon with a nice sleeper hold. So that was nice to see Baby Slice, after losing his father this last year, go in there and get a great win. Talking about Baby Slice, Kevin Ferguson, his father, Kimbo, he did not want Kevin Ferguson Jr. to fight. He did not want him to fight in the cage, but he's got to be proud out of him, looking down from heaven. I know any father's got to be proud of their son, working their craft to that success. And we got two big fights coming here, guys. This is an action-packed card. I'm just glad that one was only a 3-round fight. I'm going to blame that one on three things. Joaquin Buckley just having no idea how to get up and defend himself on the ground or go for any submissions. Storley obviously not having any submission or any idea how to get himself in the right position to get the ground and pound. And third, that referee for not calling the fight up for lack of action. I think they could have called that fight up 6-7 times. What's up, Adam? Thank you. I definitely am feeling a lot better. Antibiotics and the throat coat, man. We're proud of you, Dean. We're hoping to make it down here. Summer's coming up, so we're making our summer plans. We'll give you a date of when we're getting down there. Going to come down east this summer. Really need to see some family. Does Dada 5000 have a son that fights? I don't know if he has a son, Pulse Reloaded. I was reading an article. I'm going to bring up the article real quick, actually, here. It was on a special app for creators that I'm not going to divulge. Now, is talking about, he was talking some smack with Dada 5000's crew. I don't know why Dada 5000 has a crew. I don't know if he thinks he's, obviously thinks he's pretty gangster. Pretty gangster almost died in the ring just from having to go 15 minutes. But I hope the story's still up.
How do I check my credit score? Credit Karma. Don't worry, it's free.
Credit Karma. Give yourself some credit. We are set and ready for the official decision. Here's Michael C. Williams.
Looks like news stories. This is constantly updating. So maybe it's not up now, but for whatever reason, pretty much it said that Kimbo Slice was calling out, wanted to fight somebody, in Dada 5000's crew. I don't know what that means. I don't know why he has a crew. I don't know what's up with the WWE level gangsterism and MMA lately. I think most of it's pretty freaking silly. Connor with his supposed gang and man, and he is definitely here in the booze here. Yes, he put on an offense, a great offensive wrestling clinic, as John McCarthy just said, but that's not worthy of an interview even. Do like the UFC, and if the fight's not exciting, just skip to the next one. We don't even need to see the interview. I'm not impressed with that guy. I love that Dada 5000 is pregnant. Talk about the most upsetting, disappointing night of all time. That almost sunk Bellator. I really thought it was going to. They had record numbers for that night. I'm sure y'all remember Kimbo Slice and Dada 5000. And then, God, almost 50 years old apiece, Ken Shamrock and Royce Gracie fighting each other. Royce Gracie beat Ken Shamrock again. Ken Shamrock was so pissed. And then that Dada 5000 versus Kimbo Slice fight. They literally almost both died to make it through 15 minutes. We found out later, of course, Kevin Ferguson had a heart condition. Rest in peace, he died less than a year later. Dada 5000, he was just fat and out of shape. So, and Jen Brown, commentator. I don't know if she's a commentator or a ring girl there. She's not really wearing the ring girl attire, so she's a commentator. I just don't recognize her. I'm not saying that because she's a female. And they're talking about, of course, April 28th, Fedor Emelianenko and Frank Mir. That's got, to me, that's the most exciting fight this far in this tournament. I know it's not saying a whole lot. Some of them not been so exciting. But then Ryan Bader and King Mo, Paul Daly coming up fighting soon, Michael Venom Page coming up, Gegard Mousasi making his debut against Rafael Carvalho for the championship, Mirko Krokop coming back to fight Roy Nelson, Phil Davis, a lot of talent. He's fighting Lantel Vassell, like they're saying. Michael Venom Page, definitely at Bellator 200. Michael Venom Page, definitely his biggest test up to this point against David Rickles. And I've heard the UFC again has been in talks with Michael Venom Page, and there's definitely a paid discrepancy there from what Michael Venom Page wants to talk and what the UFC wants to pay. I've heard that Michael Venom Page actually, and there's longest winning streaks in Bellator history. AJ McKee, #1 with 10 wins. Michael Chandler, Ben Askren tied for second with 9 wins. Liam McCreary and Will Brooks, 8 wins tied. Michael Page and Hector Lombard tied with 8 wins for third. Michael Page, of course, can keep going with that. Brandon Halsey and Cole Conrad tied for fourth with 7 apiece. Good company there. And AJ McKee, 145-pounder, warming up in the back there. And I will say, I will almost guarantee that this will not be a boring fight. I won't guarantee, but I got to say, I expect this fight to be extremely entertaining. AJ McKee's been called by many people the Floyd Mayweather Jr. of MMA. He's 10-0. He's on the UFC's radar. All 10 wins in Bellator. He gets a couple more wins. I'm sure he's going to be getting an offer from Dana White. Not to say he can't stay in Bellator. Some people prefer it there. And they definitely have that benefit. Some benefits there with being able to have their own sponsors. That being the biggest one, of course. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I've been waiting to see. When I seen AJ McKee was on this card, I was almost excited to seeing that Michael Chandler was on the card. This guy, very, very exciting. Like I said, 10-0 record, 4 knockouts, 3 submissions. And like, yeah, he's done it all in Bellator. Started out with a win over Marcus Bonilla, James Barnes, JT Donaldson. You can watch a lot of these fights on Bellator.com. JT Danilo Biardo, Cody Walker, Ray Wood, Brandon Phillips. That's when he kind of stepped up in competition. Then he fought Dominique Mazzata, Blair Tugman, Brian Moore on his last fight. That was another big step up in competition. This is his biggest competition tonight, though. Make no mistake about that. Justin Lawrence, 11-4, 5 knockouts, 1 submission. Well, I said he had his 1 knockout in the UFC was an incredible knockout. He's got wins in Bellator over Sean Wilson, Asayo Kobayashi, Tristan Thomason, Andrew Nadavidad. I know a lot of these names aren't as familiar as the fights again, the fights in the UFC. Any chance you're watching any of NFL playoffs? You're strictly a combat sports fan. I try to watch a lot of different sports. I haven't had any chance to watch. I haven't watched any hockey in a while. I'm one of those jackasses that got really bitter after the strike, and it's been so damn long ago now. I don't even remember how long ago it was. But I've watched very little NHL since that strike. I watch semi-pro hockey. I think it's better live. I definitely enjoy that. I used to watch what was the Tri-City Americans down east. Here we have the Everett Silvertips. I'm trying to get my family to go to games. My wife doesn't want to go to the games. They're in the playoffs right now. Well, thank you, Adam. But yeah, I watch every Seahawks game. I watch, when there's competitive games, I try to watch all the playoff games in the NFL. I haven't watched much baseball for a while. It's just so damn slow. I hate to say that. There's casual talks of Seattle getting a team. Yeah, they've been talking for a long time about a package, bringing an NHL team to Seattle and bringing the basketball team back. They've been talking about bringing the Sonics back though, since they left in 2012. I pretty much stopped watching NBA when the Sonics left too. That tells you I'm a little bitter, a little bit of a bitter fan. Baseball is a great sport if you like stats. Baseball is great live. I watched the Mariners when they were great, and call me a fair weather fan. But I can watch the Seahawks if they go 4-8, or 4-12. I can watch that all day. I cannot watch a baseball team that does not have anything to play for. Stewie says the Astros. How many Stewies are there out there? And I'll watch some playoff baseball for sure, because it's definitely a different atmosphere sometimes. And anytime the Yankees and the Red Sox play against each other, that's such a great rivalry. But yeah, it's just really hard to watch a team that, dedicate 3 hours of your life for 20 minutes of action to a team that doesn't have a chance to make the playoffs. Seahawks are fun to watch. Russell Wilson is solid. Yeah, they've lost a lot of weapons this year. I can't believe how many people we've lost in free agency, but bad man getting his feet wet. All right. Oh, I love it. AJ McKee on Friday the 13th wearing the Jason Voorhees mask. tied for 5th most wins in Bellator with 10. Of course, he's got the record for most victories in a row, 10-0. Cap says, I got AJ. Who you got, Mike? I got AJ as well, but this is definitely his toughest fight, and I could definitely go either way. I just hope we see a really exciting fight, and I am going for AJ McKee. I hope he wins. As I feel like Seattle is going to slowly find themselves in the rebuilding phase. Yeah, and that's what Russell Wilson's really worried about. His contract's coming up here in 2019, and they need to show him that they're trying to put a product on the field that can win. Get him a couple good receivers, get him a running back, get him an offensive line that actually protects him, and he might forget a couple of those losses on the defense, though. Oh, no problem, Adam. I can talk football too, but I know everybody here probably wants to talk some MMA, and I doubt too many people want to talk Seahawks football right now. I know Cap could talk some football, though. How about them Steelers? What's their offseason look like? We can talk a little bit of football. I even did the Super Bowl. If you weren't watching then, I did a live call for the Super Bowl. There wasn't a whole lot of us watching it, but that was a lot of fun. That was good practice for me. By the way, Cap, talk to your friends. I'm looking to get a commentating job somewhere. I'm going to be working for Steelers. I ain't a Steelers fan now. You might not want to tell your buddy that there. Who's your team, Cap? Jason says, I watched the Bourbon Bowl. Nice. That was a great game. This Super Bowl this year was an absolutely great game. I thought, again, that the Patriots were going to come back and win it, and I was getting frustrated. And I'm not an Eagles fan, but I was so happy they won. And as to be expected, they tore their city apart. Cap, Dallas. All right. You got a lot to be happy about with Dallas right now. Stud quarterback, stud young quarterback, and running back. They're definitely one of the best-looking teams in the league. They might be the choice odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl. Mud dogs, says Adam. All right, we will get to the fight here. The American Kid, interesting nickname. I don't believe that one had been used, though. Justin Lawrence. I said UFC vet, though. We just got rid of Des Bryant. I'm mad. He is getting up there in age, though, and he's been injured a couple times. But, yeah, Des Bryant's a stud. I didn't know that he left. Do you know where he went to? I wish he'd go to the Seahawks. AJ McKee, 7 wins by knockout or submission. 5 wins in the first round. This one could be quick. This guy is definitely one of the hottest prospects out there right now, though. AJ McKee. Adam wants to know where Des Bryant went to, Cap. Come on, you're holding us in suspense. We can't start the fight until Cap lets us know where Des Bryant went to. He's upset about it. Cap's like, just talk about the fighting. All right, here we go. They touch gloves. And they're in the center of the ring. Justin starts to throw that jab out there. McKee lands a nice, crisp jab. Lawrence misses it. Oh, nice flying kick from McKee to start this out. He's a flashy fighter. Definitely a confident guy, too. Lands a nice 1-2 there. Super athletic guy. If you have not seen, nice front kick. If you have not seen AJ McKee fight, oh, nice kick to the face already. That was super fast. Nice body kick from Justin Lawrence, though. He needs to not get too cocky from the opponent in front of him, though. If he underestimates this guy, he could really find himself in an issue. Commentators, Mauro Ranallo, Jen Brown, and John McCarthy. My apologies, I'd never heard of who Jen Brown was. I said she might be a ring girl. Apparently she's a commentator, so my apologies. Nice jab there for McKee, and Lawrence tries to come forward aggressive. McKee definitely wants to keep it on his feet. Not that he can't wrestle, but he's a stud on his feet. Oh, Cap says, oh, he didn't go nowhere. He's a free agent. Please, God, Seattle Seahawks signed Des Bryant. Nice left hook for A.J. McKee there. Oh, and Lawrence goes for the takedown. That's where Justin Lawrence wants to take it here. He does not want to stay on his feet with A.J. McKee. He's a good striker, but he's not on McKee's level there. He wants to take it to the ground, and they break, and A.J. McKee right back in the center of the ring with Lawrence, right where McKee wants it. And they're both pumping that jab out there. Oh, nice body, beautiful body kick from McKee. Dropped Lawrence, and he's going for a guillotine. Oh, Lawrence out, and they're back up on his feet. McKee is so fast. Beautiful left hook. Beautiful lead left hook. He's a southpaw there on the right hand. To land that left hook from the southpaw stance, the way he throws it there, you got to be really fast. That's some great reflexes. Most people throw like an overhand right. You don't see orthodox guys really throwing that short right hook as a lead like that, and McKee's doing that as a southpaw. Halfway through this first round, and let's see some more action on the feet here after that last fight. Oh, nice leg kick from McKee. Lawrence comes back, lands a couple shots up top. Lawrence definitely game. McKee looking to pick his shots. Nice 1-2. McKee comes in and out lightning quick. Lawrence lands the body kick, and McKee lands a right hand on the way out. 2 minutes left in the first round. I'll go back to your comments. I want to see what these guys do here. 16th professional fight for Justin Lawrence. Oh, McKee barely missed that side kick to the head. Minute 45 left. Oh, beautiful 1-2. And a left hook lands from McKee. He is so fast. He's got to be one of the fastest 145-pounders out there right now on his feet. This guy is lightning. I just want to see him put together some combos. Misses the head kick there, does McKee. And Lawrence trying to come out. There is a huge speed difference here on the feet, though. I'm surprised. Oh, beautiful 1-2 again. And the right hook. Another nice left hand there for McKee. Beautiful leg kick for McKee. He's got great leg kicks as well. And he's setting up again. Oh, karate kick. That was beautiful. More like a taekwondo kind of kick there. Lands to the head from McKee. That's flashy. The judges love that. Jumps in with the jab. Nothing this guy does is boring. Oh, not beautiful 1-2 from McKee. I love his stance. Like I said, I know we compare a lot of guys to him, but he really reminds me of a smaller Michael Venom Page. Oh, nice 1-2, another right hook. He lands some quick shots there, does McKee. Beautiful side kick to the body from McKee. In total control here. Lawrence, I think he grazed him with that right-handed. Lawrence is coming in. Oh, beautiful. Another beautiful 2 body kicks there. Justin Lawrence misses the body kicks. 2 digging body kicks from A.J. McKee. Beautiful first round for him. All right, we're going to get back here. Adam says, is Mauro Ranallo not the best commentator? He is a good commentator. Joe Dirt got some skill, says Kevin. He's on roller skates. Will forever be etched in my memory. David Spade is in great shape, says Adam. I love it. AJ up 1 round to none, going into round 3, going into round 2. Yeah, those are definitely some nasty body kicks. He could have dropped him for sure there. Those are some beautiful body kicks. And I'm going to call for it again in between rounds there. Please, Seattle Seahawks, sign Des Bryant. Cap, you're hooked up there in the NFL. You got the number to you got the number to the Seahawks, right? I need to call Paul Allen in between rounds here. We need to get Des Bryant. Now here we go. Second round here. Let's see if A.J. McKee is able to spin some more of that glory on his feet. If Justin Lawrence is able to turn it up. Justin Lawrence goes for a spin kick, misses there. Hey, McKee's showboating down in that stance, kind of like that little on all fours like John Jones does. MVP does that at times too. I love how even how he lands that jab, and that's like Page. It's a jumping power jab. It's not like a jab at all. It's like a lead right from that southpaw position there. He lands the leg kick there. And oh, nice leg kick, and Justin Wren comes over the top with a nice left hook of his own there. Or Justin Lawrence, excuse me. Lawrence is in this at all times. I don't underestimate him. A.J. McKee is just so good. McKee misses a side kick to the body there. I'm going to jinx him. It seems like, oh, another nice jab by McKee as Lawrence comes in. That jumping jab, and Lawrence lands a left hook coming in there. Seems like when I really start hyping a guy and calling a fight one-sided, something happens, and I jinx him, and the other guy knocks him out. Nice leg kick there. And A.J. McKee shoots for the takedown, but then I think he decided to get up there and not go for the takedown. I think he's just trying to give Lawrence different looks, and he lands a front kick to the knee there. Justin Lawrence lands a nice body kick there. He needs to throw more of those sweeping kicks and not telegraph his shots so much, does Lawrence there. That was kind of a weird, it was almost like an axe kick to the leg from A.J. McKee, and that lands that jump jab again there. Oh, beautiful, he jumps in, lands that straight left. He really tagged Lawrence there right down the middle. Oh, beautiful side kick to the body from A.J. McKee. He is putting on a striking clinic tonight. Lawrence's left eye is closed up there. Goes to the body kick again. Lawrence is starting to look a little hesitant here. I'm surprised he's not going for more takedowns here, though. I know he does not want to stand with McKee, but, oh, nice body kick and a couple right hooks land there for McKee. Lawrence showboats, puts his foot down. Oh, that was a brutal leg kick for McKee, and he's chasing Lawrence around the ring now. Around the cage, excuse me. Another nice leg kick from A.J. McKee. Oh, beautiful body kick. Left body kick from A.J. McKee. Oh, beautiful right hand lands there as A.J. McKee switched stances for a minute. He's back to southpaw there. And just A.J. McKee just pop shot and Lawrence. Oh, beautiful head kick lands there. It was hard to see how much he got of that from the camera angle there, but it sounded like it definitely landed. Lawrence goes for that front kick to the body. I think I heard one of the commentators saying that Lawrence's left ankle might be injured. That would explain a lot. Brutal low leg kick there from A.J. McKee. He needs to continue to go with those. I would throw more of those leg kicks and go to the body, and the head will die in the third round. Lawrence definitely game. Yeah, they're saying Justin Lawrence, I can see it now. I can see a swelling, I think, on the left ankle of Justin Lawrence. Yeah, McKee knows he's hurt there, and that's why he's going with those low. Oh, he goes upstairs with the kick. And Lawrence bleeding from that eye now. Body kick. Oh, Lawrence lands a big right hand over the top. McKee can't get too careless here. Lawrence is still a veteran. He can still be dangerous. Side kick to the body for Lawrence. McKee just waiting to pick his spot here. Lawrence really swings with that right kick. He misses there. McKee misses the leg kick. Oh, beautiful side kick to the face of Lawrence from McKee. You do not see that side kick to the face too often. Man, what reflexes. He lands that right hook. That was beautiful. Another nice low leg kick. Justin Lawrence lands a couple punches there at the end. But that side kick to the face was, damn, that was absolutely a thing of beauty. Adam says maybe Carolina. Dez is gonna go to a guaranteed winner. He wants a ring. Yeah, so he's not going to Seattle if that's the case. You're probably right. Yeah, holy shit, you see that kick at the end? Yeah, that was freaking nuts. Man, you don't see guys do side kicks to the face. You see him attempt it. You see him land it sometimes kind of slow and touch. But a side kick of that speed, right in the face, to land directly like that, that was beautiful. Yeah, right in the damn face. Jesus. And you can see why they call A.J. McKee the Floyd Mayweather Jr. of MMA. He jumps in and out, and I love how even his jab is not boring, how he throws that jump left jab. Kind of like Michael Venom Page. I wonder if he trains with Page. I don't know if anybody knows, but wouldn't surprise me that if he trains with Page. I know A.J. McKee and Baby Slice train together. Oh, and he's going for that ankle right at the beginning here. A.J. McKee lands two big leg kicks. And McKee's actually going to go for the takedown on Lawrence here. Maybe he wants to go for the submission, get him down on the ground. He's not been able to take him out standing, even though he's landed some beautiful shots. 4.5 minutes left in this third round. Good takedown defense here from Lawrence. I'm kind of surprised Lawrence doesn't just pull guard and go for a submission here, though. Lawrence has the experience. Justin Lawrence, I believe he's got a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. So he's got some legitimate jiu-jitsu. McKee punishing him there with the knees to the thigh. 4 knees in a row. That's really hurting. What's up, comedic genius? Haven't seen you in a while, man. Glad you're in here. You missed Baby Slice's finish. 34 seconds, man. Kimbo Slice Jr. knocked the dude down with the right hand. Finished him with a choke. 7th fastest finish in Bellator history. Choked him out. And A.J. McKee's been putting on a striking clinic here. He's going for the takedown now here against Justin Lawrence. He's got a hurt left ankle. Oh, I believe he's punching. Yeah, he's throwing the knees now to that left thigh. I think McKee just needs to stand up here again. Referee's looking in like he needs to break, like maybe he should break him. If he's a little more experienced, I think he would have broke him already. Justin Lawrence actually just looked up at the referee like, are you going to break it or what? Because I can't do shit right here. This is a great card if you take away that boring-ass second fight. Absolutely. The Dutch guy, I don't know, he's probably sleeping right now. It's late in the Netherlands, man. A.J. McKee, oh, beautiful head kick as they get up, and now they're back up to standing. This is what Justin Lawrence wanted. McKee kind of looks away. He's like, this is what you want, man? Leads with a flying right hook there. He's just been punishing Justin Lawrence. You can see it all over his face. I want to see a finish here, though. I don't watch MMA to hear judges read scorecards. Lawrence goes for that spin kick, but I think he knows he wasn't going to land it there. Another brutal low leg kick from McKee, and he goes for that lands that side kick to the body. Man, incredible side kick to the face that McKee landed in that last round. Oh, Lawrence goes to the big overhand left. Another brutal leg kick from McKee. He needs to turn up the heat here. 2 minutes left in the third round if we're going to see a finish. He lands that jumping jab again. Comes in, nice left hand down the pipe from McKee there. Justin Lawrence, durable guy. McKee lands another brutal leg kick. Lawrence lands a leg kick of his own. But, oh, man, you can see that left ankle bleeding now. I don't know what that injury is. Oh, nice left hook and a right hand lands there for McKee. And he's going to keep it standing. 1.5 minutes left in the round. And that's where we want to see him. Oh, beautiful side kick. He lands it again. Standing side kick to the chest there. He gets in so quick with that side kick. Lawrence really telegraphed that spin kick. That was going nowhere. And McKee looking to pick a shot here again. Throws that side kick to the face. Barely misses again, does McKee. Lawrence comes in, misses a couple jabs. And, McKee lands big. A 1-2 there. He goes for that takedown again. Please don't do that. I know you know how to wrestle, but it's a beautiful thing standing. I want to see him finish him with a knockout with that side kick to the face. McKee, oh, beautiful. He goes upstairs with the left leg with kick to the face and lands, does McKee. Lands a couple more of those jumping jabs. Nothing McKee lands is boring. Even his jab, he jumps in. He covers so much ground. Oh, Lawrence is going for broke here. Throws the jab, lands the jab, throws the overhand right. Oh, nice kick to the body actually there for Lawrence. Oh, McKee lands a nice left hook. Somebody try to finish it here. Come on. 10 seconds. What are you waiting for? Oh, another beautiful side kick from A.J. McKee. Kick to the body from Justin Lawrence there. He lands a couple shots. Finish it there. And A.J. McKee kind of seemed content there to let it finish. Definitely an entertaining fight. Would have liked to see a finish, but Justin Lawrence is a durable guy. Adam says, did you see that story where Slice Jr. was saying Slice didn't want his boy getting into MMA? Yes, I did. I know Kimbo Slice did not want his son getting into MMA, but he's got to be proud looking on his son from up above after tonight, though. And on that replay, they show that brutal side kick. Some brutal body kicks tonight from A.J. McKee. I got to say, Justin Lawrence definitely durable. That's about all you can say about him tonight. Just got back from buying my girlfriend a Baconator. Jesus, comedic. And you didn't eat anything comedic. You got to pick on your girlfriend all the time. I'm sure you just sat there and watched her eat like an asshole. You didn't eat a damn thing, right? Two of them biggie size. Jesus. That sidekick comes so fast, says Adam. I hate when people say they haven't seen things before, and I hate to say it, but I don't know that I've ever seen anybody land that sidekick that high, that quickly, with no setup and almost no telegraph. It's like you don't see it coming. You don't even see him moving in. He's there, and all of a sudden he's sidekicking you in the face. That's incredible. I don't know what his background is. I'm guessing maybe Cap knows. I'm guessing he's got probably a Taekwondo or kickboxing background. He's got 11 MMA fights now. So obviously he's training with some brutal strikers, but yeah, he's definitely going to get the eye of the UFC here soon at 11-0. No Frosty, says Jason. Baconator sounds pretty damn delicious. I'm a sucker for cheeseburgers. It's kind of been a blessing in disguise. When I was sick, I lost some of my appetite and actually dropped 12 pounds. So I'm going to try to keep that going, though. Maybe stay away from too many of those Baconators. His style looks like it's got to be kickboxing. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, like, you know, he reminds me, like I said, of Michael Venom Page or who's the top guy in kickboxing, K1. He's fought in MMA recently, too, and I can't believe I can't think of his name. UFC already tried to recruit him and Michael Chandler. Not a surprise. Cutting weights is Adam, haha. But they both like being the faces of Bellator. Hey, why not? I mean, especially if Bellator gives him a great deal and he's able to showcase his skills. A guy like McKee, he goes to the UFC and Page, you know. Maybe he's not that special. I mean, obviously they're fast, they have great striking, but maybe they're just top 5 guys. And if they can hang around in Bellator and be something special, you know, I can't blame him. Community Exchange says, shh, if she realizes, she'll send me back out. Oh, Jesus. Who's fighting, says RS. AJ McKee just beat... John McCarthy says that was the most impressive fight you've had in your career there for AJ McKee. Just beat Justin Lawrence. I know he didn't get the finish, and I know it didn't seem like Justin Lawrence was as much, but that dude is a veteran. Like I said, he had a knockout in the UFC. UFC veteran. Had, you know, a lot of fights underneath his belt. And AJ McKee's calling out James Gallagher, saying he keeps pulling out of fights. Come fight me. Haha. And he talks the talk, he walks the walk, he talks the talk. I really like this guy. I can't wait to see him fight again. And I would love to see him fight James Gallagher. That would be a hell of a fight. And I love the Jason Voorhees mask. That is beautiful. Wendy's went downhill when Dave Thomas died. Jason says, they've came back recently. You got to go back to at least the ones around here. Their fries got better. Their burgers are good. Their stock rebounded. What's that, Cassandra? Yeah, the 4 for $4 deal. If you only got $4, you can get a lot of food. So now I'm sounding like a Wendy's commercial. Gallagher did pull out twice already against AJ McKee. I think that's what they were just talking about. Last time AJ came to Dublin, but Gallagher pulled out. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. That would be big in Dublin. So I don't know why he pulled. Do you know why he pulled out? I'm guessing he's saying it was an injury. Community genius. My girlfriend sleeps at night. Oh, Jesus, man. You're brutal, man. You're mean to that girl. Buy that girl a box of chocolates already. And they're showing the cards coming up April 28th. Fedor versus Frank Mir. May 12th. Ryan Bader versus King Mo, the next round of the heavyweight World Grand Prix. And then May 25th, Bellator 200, Carvalho versus Gegard Mousasi, Krokop versus Roy Nelson. Michael Venom Page is going to be on that card. Phil Davis coming up. All in about a month, all fighting for Bellator. We were talking about that we're spoiled the next month in MMA. Man, we're spoiled just by Bellator. Forget the UFC, just Bellator. There's so many fights coming out. Michael Chandler's definitely one of my favorite guys. I know the UFC's been wanting to get him for a long time. And like you say, he should be the champion. I think he would have won that fight. He should still be the champion. He'd have won that fight against Brent Primus, I believe. It wasn't for that leg injury. And Primus pulled out of the rematch. But he's got a dangerous opponent tonight. What's up, BR Longhorn? Bader and Mo is going to be fun. Absolutely. That's going to be a great fight. I'm looking forward, definitely, anytime Fedor Emelianenko fights. I wish him and Mir could have fought years ago, but, you know, coulda, woulda, shoulda. We got it now. Let's enjoy what we got. May 12th is my birthday, and the UFC has a snoozer card. Well, May 12th, Bellator's got a hell of a card, Adam, so we're going to go right there. I said it last time that I didn't think I was going to get the pay-per-view because it was kind of a dud with that Cyborg fighting that Sky chick. I ended up getting it late anyways. I think we watched some boxing earlier before that. I don't know if I'll get that card or not. I try to get all the pay-per-views. But Bellator seems to definitely have the better card that night. Oh, I'll be on the Bellator. Says that Chandler versus Alvarez was the best war in MMA cage. Definitely the best Bellator fight. One of the best fights I've ever seen for sure. RS, how was the AJ McKee fight? Stan KR Grant. Standing. Beautiful fight for AJ McKee. I didn't know you weren't watching it. He lands that side kick without telegraphing. He landed that side kick to the face. Brutal body kicks. He really had Justin Lawrence's left ankle hurt. A lot of good leg kicks. Justin Lawrence really durable. He's unable to finish him, but man, yeah, standing fun fight to watch. That says it all, Adam. Definitely a great fight. When I first heard the name Bellator, I thought it was ridiculous. I still think they should change their name. I still think the name's ridiculous. I think there's another name that would pop more, and I'm really surprised. When Scott Coker came in, they didn't change the name. That would have been a great time and excuse to change the name. But still, we're gonna have some great fights nonetheless. Tomorrow, UFC is on Fox 1. No, UFC is on Big Fox. I believe. Yeah, not a bad card for a free one. It's a beautiful fight tomorrow. What are you talking about? Beautiful card tomorrow. Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje, and we got that for free on Fox. Carlos Condit against Alex Oliveira. I'm not glad Mike Brown got hurt because I love Mike Brown. I hate to see him injured, but that might be an even better fight. Alex Oliveira, that guy's never in a boring fight. I'm interested to see if Carlos Condit still wants to fight. We're going to get to see Israel Adesanya versus Marvin Vettori. Israel Adesanya, one of the best 185-pound prospects out there. Karate Hottie Michelle Watterson back out there versus Courtney Casey. Of course, she's overrated, 115 pounds, but still not a bad fight. I always love to watch Tim Bosch, the Barbarian fight. One of my absolute favorites, just because of how he fights stylistically. Just a great big dude that goes in there and bangs. So yeah, that's a great card. Even Brad Tavares on the bottom of that card against Krzysztof Jotko. Shayna Dobson versus Lauren Mueller, Diego Lima and Yushin Okami. This goes deep into the undercard. I doubt that I'll be doing the undercard because I got to work tomorrow. But yeah, and the main event starts at 5 p.m. Main card starts at 5 p.m. Prelims start at 3 p.m. I don't know how long we want to do that. I think people kind of get a little restless when I do the 5-hour card, so I don't think I'll do all the prelims tomorrow. I might do some. I work in a grocery store, grocery manager. Jason says, Bellator to me sounds underwhelming. That was a great fight, though, man. Main event is going to be so fun. Absolutely. Company name makes a huge difference in people's minds. I agree, Jason. Oh, the name Bellator. Yeah, definitely sounds underwhelming. And people don't know what the hell it is. What the hell is a Bellator? Even after you explain it to them, they're like, what? It still sounds stupid. I know it means like warrior in Rome or something like that. Yeah, it's a dumbass name. Adam says, yeah, that was a bummer. Oliveira brings it, though. Adam says, I forgot about Bosch. Yeah, the Barbarian, man. He's been around for a long time. Great card for sure, comedic genius. No, I haven't seen Okami in a while either. Karate Hot. It's fun to look at. That's about it. Where's it at? It's going to be on Big Fox. So if you don't have cable, get your rabbit ears out, man. Or you can probably get some kind of free promo online, I imagine, to see the fight. Adam says, saw what I enjoyed, the few grocery store gigs I had. Dylan Produce is nice because I doesn't talk back. Yeah, I worked with people for a long time. I was a manager at Winco for Winco Foods. I don't know if you guys know where that is. It's a big chain on the West Coast. East Coast, you guys might not have heard of it, but $7 billion company now. Bellator means warrior in Latin. Yeah, this Girtz guy has a beast, big heart. Yes, definitely a big guy. 16 years of Winco, and yeah, I came over to this place called Grocery Outlet about 5 years ago, and basically I left Winco because of their, I've talked about it before, employee stock ownership program. I won't talk about it too much, but unfortunately you got to be gone for 6 years to get your stock out, and I was one of the founding members of that company. It was real small when I started, and I have a pretty good nest egg waiting for me, and then hopefully I can launch my own business. I mean, where's the live event being held at? Oh, sorry, Comedic Genius is, I believe, you talking about today, the Bellator match, or tomorrow's UFC match? The Bellator match here is in St. Louis, Missouri. Own business, what do you think of creating? I've thought about going a lot of different ways, man. I'd wanted to own my own grocery store, grocery outlets, a franchise. Nothing against the company, but the way they're going right now, I'm kind of thinking against that now. It's not quite the deal for owners. You think of it. Will you still do FWF when you become rich? This is what's supposed to make me rich. No, this is what I enjoy. I can't imagine not doing this. I know it sounds weird being that I've only been doing it for a little over a year, but I enjoy doing this so much. I think this is what I always wanted to do, was be a commentator. Since I was a teenager, I wish I would have went to college for it or something. But I chased money, corporate jobs. I said with Winco, there's a lot of opportunity, and they traded me really well. T. Wood wants to fight in July. You think he has a chance to get the Nick Diaz fight? Man, I hope so. I hope so. Nick Diaz is gonna fight. I'm really confident he's gonna fight this time. April 19th, the suspension ends. I don't know if you guys seen, he posted on Instagram. He says, right back to the beginning, and it was a picture of him in the cage. And you could take that as right back to the beginning, as I'm not suspended anymore. But I think right back to the beginning is kind of like right back to the beginning of when he began in the cage. And I'm hoping he was talking about right back to the beginning, his first big win in the UFC against Robbie Lawler. That's the rematch I really want to see. RS's grocery and fighting has nothing in common. Not really, man. Jason working every day is a fight on its own. Yeah, I started Winco. I was 19 years old. California, it paid really well at the time, and management paid really well there. An up-and-coming company, great stock options, literally the best insurance I've ever seen. My wife's a teacher, and her insurance absolutely sucks compared to what we had at Winco. So that's why I was there, and my parents told me not to chase my dreams, to just settle for, something stable. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to put that on my parents, but now I'm almost 40. Now I can chase my dreams, right? Adam says, I was a paper chaser too. I spent time working underground, but it was a miserable life. Breathing in all that dust and shitty air was a real deterrent too. Don't need that black lung. Oh, damn, that's a hard way to make a living, man. You were underground doing the mining, I'm guessing, huh? Man, that's great. All parents say that. Yeah, yeah, not to put it on my parents. I mean, yeah, they were looking out for me, but yeah, they pretty much told me not to chase my dreams and find a nice steady job. K-Dubs at Poirier always takes a couple steps forward, then takes a loss before being in the top 5, which is very tough to do at 155. He does fight tough guys, and he's game. Him and Justin will be a great fight tonight, or tomorrow. Man, you had those Prince too, says BR Longhard. That 155 is so unbelievably amazing the talent. I can only compare it to like the boxing middleweights of the 1980s, when you had Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, Thomas the Hitman Hearns. You had great middleweights there that people don't remember the name of, and they were so damn good they'd beat all the middleweights out there today. And that's what the 145 and 155 pound division in the UFC reminds me of right now. It's almost too much talent to keep track of. Jason says, I'm a bricklayer, and it is a tough job. If you push yourself to be good at it, I want to do something easier when I am older. Start now, man. Start working at it now. Don't wait till you get too old. Do something on the side. Start taking some college classes, or start some kind of tech training or something. Start a YouTube channel. Whatever it is, whatever your dream is, Jason, You're young, man. RS, I'm unemployed. So, hey, I don't mean, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't mean to, don't take this the wrong way. Sometimes I wish I would get fired. And I'm not trying to get fired from my job, but I got to say, some days I do wish I was unemployed, so I could spend more time with my businesses. On a business, things like I used to do a lot of eBay. I'd like to get back into that and do that more. And if I could do just eBay and YouTube, I'd be a happy camper. What's up, Peter Jones? Thanks for tuning in, man. You missed some great fights, but we got the main event now. Michael Chandler and Brandon Girtz. It's gonna be a shit show of a job, says Adam. Oh man. Oh, I'm unemployed currently, but I'm moving to London next weekend. Sorry, I missed that, to work at a hotel. It's gonna be a shit show of a job. Man, sorry to hear that. Why are you going there to work the job if it's gonna be a shit show, Adam? Unless you got a family, I don't know. But if independence is worth, well, independence, there you go. Independence, it's worth it. For sure. RS says, independence my ass. I'm living with my parents. I have no money at all. Start you a YouTube channel, man. Do you play video games? Peter Jones says, who won tonight? Let me break that down real quick as they're announcing the fighters here. Started out, first fight, baby slice, man. Kimbo Slice Jr., 34 seconds. Knocked Devon Brock down with the right hand. Choked him out 34 seconds, making his daddy proud. 7th fastest finish in Bellator history. Logan Storley versus Joaquin Buckley. Logan Storley won a boring decision. Out-wrestled Joaquin Buckley. AJ McKee versus Justin Lawrence. AJ McKee put on a striking clinic, won a unanimous decision. Beautiful kicks there. Beautiful side kick to the face of Justin Lawrence. I guess Justin Lawrence is a durable dude, man, because he took some digging body kicks, all kinds of things. But referee again here, Justin Herzog. But let's go with Michael Chandler and Brandon Girtz. Man, this is going to be a hell of a fight. Conclusion, life is tough. Yes, it is, RS. It's a job right now, but it won't be permanent. You'll be fine, Adam. You'll learn to land on your feet. Just be confident, man. Just be confident, be an entrepreneur. Life is the toughest, easiest thing ever. That's put well, Adam. And here we go. They touch gloves in the middle of the cage, and we're on the main event. It's only a 3-rounder, not a 5-rounder. Girtz throws that left hand right away here. Chandler tied first for most fights in Bellator with 19. Girtz tied for 7th most fights in Bellator with 13. Girtz throwing that leg kick out there. See who strikes first as they keep touching jabs in the center of the ring. Oh, and Girtz runs forward with that straight left there. Chandler sizing him up. Oh, nice body kick from Girtz. Jump. Oh, and Chandler says that was low. It was like a jump body kick. It was so fast I didn't see where it landed. But kick in the groin, tough start. Yeah, you guys seen it. I didn't catch it. I thought it was a low body shot, but it was pretty fast. So Chandler, of course. Oh, I don't know how I missed that. It doesn't get much lower than that. That was almost underneath the sack there. Damn. Yeah, it doesn't get much lower than that. Chandler might need to take the whole 5 minutes there. I don't know. He's a tough dude, but Jesus. Right now I don't do anything, says Adam. I'm going to be working at the hotel in London, Ontario on the 23rd. I have probably 40 jobs in my life. Damn, man. Well, like I said, you know, find something you like and chase it, man. All right, they're back in there. Chandler, a tough dude. Straight left through the middle for Girtz. Oh, Chandler goes to the body kick, and Girtz, nice job of catching it, throwing Chandler down. Chandler's back up there. Girtz really looking on point tonight. His timing pretty good so far. Chandler throws a nice inside leg kick there. The inside thigh of Girtz there. Chandler starting a little low. Oh, they're asking, they're thinking Chandler might have went a little low. Might have been retaliation there. I'm not sure. Not sure if I don't think Chandler's a dirty fighter, but you know, tit for tat. I don't have an issue when somebody. Oh, no. It wasn't a low kick. I didn't realize that was a thumb to the eye of Girtz. Another penalty for Girtz there. Oh, excuse me. It's the eye of Girtz there. And Chandler did have his hand open earlier. He was measuring Girtz a lot. I thought that was a penalty under the new rules. I don't know what Bellator rules are. And they don't touch gloves there. 3:15 left in the first round, and Girtz tries to come out quick with a 1-2 and misses. Oh, Girtz goes straight. Nice kick to the body. He has like a jump kick to the body, but it's like a jump shin kick. Oh, nice little combo there from Girtz. I believe he landed that right hand. Nice lead right there from Girtz. Not a lot landing so far. I think Girtz won in this round, though. Girtz lands another straight right. See, Chandler, he closed it now, but he measures with that open glove, much like John Jones does. So you're going to see more eye pokes there. He lands a nice jab there coming in. Nice left hook from Chandler, and Girtz lands another kick to the stomach. Nice right hand from Chandler. Girtz with the right hook back, and Chandler lands a lead left hook. Oh, Girtz throws a big flurry. Most of that missed. Chandler is able to defend most of that. Right uppercut from Girtz there. Oh, Girtz barely misses that overhand right. Girtz is very aggressive tonight. And he's got power. Chandler really needs to watch out. Chandler can be a little bit of a slow starter. He's got to remember this is not a 5-round fight. Oh, and he goes for the right hand and misses this Chandler and goes for the takedown. Oh, he picks him up. Big slam. Slam Girtz on the shoulder there. And right to the side mount there. It looked like almost like he was going for a key lock already. But he takes the side mount. Chandler's got brilliant jiu-jitsu. Let's see what he does right here. He's also got great ground and pound. But, there he starts to land. He's got a free hand. You do not want to be in Michael Chandler's ground and pound if he gets free. Oh, and he might be going for a head and arm choke there. He jumps back and forth there. Oh, he's got it. He's out. Brandon Girtz unconscious. First round submission. Michael Chandler, and he does the backflip. Bring on Brent Primus, and another backflip for Michael Chandler. Man, great win for him. That was beautiful. Yeah, he was completely out, Cap. He did not tap, and it did not matter. Wow. Adam says, I drove the major highways to get to London on Tuesday for the interview and drive back Wednesday. Savage drivers. That's rough, man. Yeah, he definitely went to sleep. Michael Chandler, baby. Absolutely, Peter Jones. Arm triangle, sorry. Yes, I said head and arm. It's actually was an arm triangle choke. A little different than the head and arm choke. You're right. Adam said, I couldn't believe the amount of transports. It's like a constant train on the highways. I feel you on the traffic here, man, by Seattle in the morning. From 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., I-5 is just a frickin' parking lot, man. So I'm glad I work at 5 a.m. I just work 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. My job, they switched owners, a franchise, and that was one of the stipulations. Chandler ties for first for most wins by submission with 6 for Bellator. But yeah, that was one of my stipulations to stay on with the new owners is I had to have an early morning shift. I asked for a 6 to 2. We did that for a while. Then he even let us go an hour earlier, and we start at 5, which is nice. We don't open until 8, so no customers. Jason, you should see how many there are at the bridge in Windsor. I've been to Windsor, Canada. Windsor's actually, or no, that's Windermere, excuse me, where my first judo match was. I have been to Windsor, though. Jason says to Detroit, damn. Do you think Chandler is one of the best 155? I think he was in his prime. I don't think he'd win a championship in the UFC right now. I think he'd be top 5, though. Not sure who could beat him, says BR Longhorn. At 155, Tony Ferguson, would be a tough matchup for him. Khabib would be a tough matchup for him. Edson Barboza. I can think of a lot of guys that would give him a lot of trouble there. Dustin Poirier. Of course, he had some wars with Eddie Alvarez. And Eddie Alvarez was champion in the UFC. So that does show you how good Michael Chandler is. Of course, Conor ended up beating Eddie Alvarez. But he's a great fighter. Delray, Detroit, and Downriver. Yeah, I could see that. That border must be busy all the time, says Adam. Yeah, for sure. I love early mornings. Early mornings is awesome, man. Pleasant and peaceful for sure. They're going to build a new bridge, says Jason. Joe Rogan went to Windsor for his TV show. Joe Rogan questions everything. I did not realize that. I thought that was interesting how Joe Rogan says he pretty much stopped believing in most conspiracies after seeing that show. Most of those people were full of it. No way, what was he investigating, Sam? Joe Rogan said he feels sorry for the people that live in Windsor. Yeah, I know he said he feels sorry for a lot of those conspiracy people. Smooth arm triangle for sure, man. Iron Michael Chandler. Beautiful win. I'm sure he's going to call out Brent Primus here. He's pretty pissed that Primus wasn't able to make this match. I don't know what Primus's issue was. I'm sure he said it's some kind of injury. 15th victory in Bellator for Michael Chandler. I could see why he stays in Bellator instead of going to the UFC. Yes, Big John is big for sure. Yeah, I want to go to Windsor now. What's going on there? A lot of conspiracy theorists. Yeah, the ring. I'm not a big fan of the ring finger tat. I like Big John, but honestly, I think it's kind of lame. about his next, he says.
And I'm excited to see what the future holds. I got a lot more fights left in me. I just now hit my prime, so I might be fighting in my 40s. We'll find out.
Wow. Michael Chandler saying he just now hit his prime. That's scary for everyone else. Did you see that shirt? Look at that shirt. It looks like he's got a built-in heart monitor in the sleeve of that shirt. That's pretty slick. Jason says, I used to be into conspiracy theories myself until I studied them more and found out 99% of them are fake. The big ones, yeah, the big bullshit ones like Bigfoot and UFOs and all that crap. Definitely a lot of things our government is hidden from us, but not trying to go down that road right now, though. What did Joe Rogan has to do with Windsor? He was saying he did a show, Joe Rogan's Questions Everything, a lot of it there. Yes, the Windsor Salt Mine. Windsor System Saver Pallets. Oh, 9/11? Yeah, there's a lot of things that point to 9/11 being an inside job. Yeah, yeah. Don't even 9/11 on this. Yeah, we could get deep into that one, guys. We could get real deep into that one, and there's a lot of obviously depending on what side of that you're on, you know, there's a lot to say on both sides of that. But what a great night of fights, man! Thanks for tuning in. Some of you missed some great boxing last night. If you guys didn't see it yet, I posted a video up for the entire month of April of a streaming schedule. So much coming out right now. We got in boxing. One of the greatest things we're going to see in boxing this week is we're going to get to see Adrian Broner get his ass kicked. Because I can't stand that guy, and I hope he chokes on his dinner and dies a horrible death. No, that might be a bit harsh, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of Adrian Broner, and that's before I knew he had like several burglary charges against him. But yeah, big month, just like we were talking about. Obviously tomorrow, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier. Who's everybody got in that fight? I know I got pretty dark there, Cap. I can't stand that guy. Ever since the first time I heard him open his mouth, I just can't stand that guy. He started it with talking smack about MMA, how we were all a bunch of barbarians. And then I find out he's got like 3 burglary charges on him, assaulted a woman, sexual assault. Gotta be Gaethje, says Adam Starchild. I know, sorry to go down that rabbit hole now. That was that was quite the stretch, but yeah, anyways, huge month. All the way up to April 28th with Fedor and Frank Mir. Don't forget April 26th, we got that Cam Soda show. Cap says Poirier. I picked Poirier too. I think it's been a great fight. It can go either way. I hope they stand and bang. If Poirier stands, and he's not going to stand and just completely slug it out with him. If he does that, yeah, Justin Gaethje will knock him out. But I think Poirier's smarter than that. He's definitely a guy that doesn't like to step backwards, though. Definitely expect it to be a very exciting fight for sure. And then the next week, we got Edson Barbosa and Kevin Lee. That's maybe just as good a fight. Adam says, I don't think Poirier has the power to put him away, and I think that's how you got to put him away. I think it's going to be a systematic thing. Poirier is a better striker. Gaethje is just a brawler. Yeah, Poirier has better footwork. He's a counter puncher. He's a counter striker. He has a better ground game. I don't know a whole lot about Poirier personally, Cap. Why don't you like him? Gaethje will leg kick him out. Or kick his leg out. He does have some brutal leg kicks. Man, that's going to be a war. I'm so happy we get that on free TV. Because that could easily be a pay-per-view fight. Co-headliner. Probably should have been the co-headliner for this pay-per-view coming up. Because I think this Amanda Nunes, Raquel Pennington thing sucks. Co-main event, I said Carlos Condit versus Alex Cowboy Oliveira. That dude's never boring. Who's watched Israel Adesanya? He's on the main card tomorrow. He's fighting Marvin Vettori. That guy is an up-and-comer. Absolutely. He's got a performance of the night already in the UFC. 12-0. Gaethje won't go far with that style, but he's a joy to watch. Yeah, I worry a little bit about his longevity, brain damage, different things in the future. But man, can he bang? Man, is he entertaining to watch fight for sure. Adam says, I feel like Poirier is gonna be sucked into the brawl. He knows it's the main event. I feel like some fighters indulge in the pressure to be entertaining, especially if the crowd gets loud. I think he'll indulge in that a little bit from the exchanges, but I think he'll do it with angles. I don't think he's going to run from Gaethje, but I think he's going to do it with footwork. I think he's going to try to cut off the ring, and I think he's going to fight smart. I think he might get in a couple exchanges, and that's where Gaethje's chance is going to come. But Dustin Poirier, he's smart. He knows what the game is. Felony fight is April 26th. That's what I was just going to get to next. Of course, Charles Felony Bennett and Bruce the Lion Lachmiddle are going to be fighting Cam Soda. That's a free fight, but I'll be calling that one. And the return of Rico Rodriguez, former UFC heavyweight champion. And that's going to be a strange ordeal. If you guys don't remember, you're going to be able to tip the fighters as you go, and you buy coins. I'm a little leery to buy these coins from a porn site to tip fighters, so I don't know. The wife kind of be like, yeah, you were buying coins on a porn site to tip fighters. Tell me that story again. Eddie Alvarez did well the body against Gaethje. Maybe Poirier will do the same. Yeah, it was a great fight too. You could be right. Gaethje will definitely pour the pressure, so it's how Dustin responds to it. I'm not saying it's not a winnable fight for Gaethje. It definitely is. I mean, he definitely could catch Poirier. I just think Poirier's the more rounded fighter. Yeah, and Israel Adesanya, though, if you guys haven't seen this guy, he's coming off his UFC debut against Rod Wilkinson, second-round knockout, performance of the night. This guy's a great prospect at 185, and he's the third fight tomorrow, performance of the night bonus, actually. He got in his debut. Yep, the kitty. There's a black cat coming around here somewhere. I was going to hold the black cat here since it's Friday the 13th, but she seems to be hiding. I really like Adesanya striking. Yeah, I can't wait to see him fight tomorrow. If not Nick Diaz, who should T. Wood fight in July? He waits for the winner of RDA versus Colby. Wiley waits. If he fights before that, George is not going to be ready. That's the thing. I don't know, man. I mean, obviously, he's already beaten Stephen Thompson. Darren Till's busy fighting Stephen Thompson. Oh, here we go. Here we go, guys. Come here. Come here, baby. We got to have the black cat here on Friday the 13th. Somebody get me a ladder. I'm not superstitious. Somebody get me a ladder to stand under with my black cat. Her name was Toothless. She's not as nice as my other cat. She likes to attack him sometimes, but he's not around right now. So maybe she'll hang with us. It's like your holiday. It's like your honorary holiday here. Oh yeah, she wants to let go. She doesn't like to be held too much. But she's a good mouser, and we got mice out here in the country. Nick Diaz should be able to get any fight he wants. Absolutely, Jason, pretty much. Except for maybe GSP, and I don't want to see that fight anyways. Or I said they screwed my boy T Wood big time with this interim title. Yeah, that's retarded. The interim title, do we make an interim title already? And he just defended his title, what, 6 months ago? F that. Yeah, she's a cute cat, Adam. In Japan, black cats are good luck. Yeah. Also, the number 13 was actually supposed to be good luck. So, I know you guys didn't come here for a history lesson, but the reason they started saying 13, and I know there's another reason for this too, it has something to do with King Philip, but there's another thing with 13. The Jews' lucky number was 13, and their unlucky number was 14, actually, and that's one of the things that pagans did to mock the Jews, was make 13 an unlucky number. And I know there was also some kind of bloodbath with King Philip the VIII or something like that. I don't remember at all. Lucky because black cats are stringy and doesn't taste as good. That's great. I disagree. Nick Diaz and any retired fighter can come in and pass in front of anybody, in front of everybody. Sorry ass. It's about, does he deserve it? Absolutely not. But it's about what sells. And people love Nick Diaz. I gotta say, today I just posted a little blurb about Nick Diaz, and a lot of my little short videos lately have not gotten a lot of views, and I just, stated that Nick Diaz, you guys might have seen it, might be coming back. I said, Nick Diaz official return, 140 views already. I think it's about 5 hours ago I posted it. And that's more than most of the fights, most of the things I posted in quite a while. Conor McGregor post only got 77, talking about his photobomb thing with the Mafia. And my Bellator pre-card only got 59. So people love the Diaz brothers. Sorry, I don't mean it says Adam, I'm a vegetarian. Nice. That's China, not Japan. China eats the world. That's funny. All right, I'm going to tap out and make some food and then pass out. I'll catch you tomorrow for the UFC card. I will catch you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in, Adam. Appreciate it, man. Later. Anyways, getting back to Diaz. Diaz brothers act like tough guys, but they are closer to being Bob Marley than being a gangster. I think they'd be fun to hang out with. I think they'd be real fun to hang out with. Nick Diaz kind of reminds me of my Uncle Rick, which is funny, attitude-wise, and the way he talks and everything, because my Uncle Rick was a really lazy guy. He would have never ran anywhere. He died, unfortunately, last year. I think he was 62, died complications of alcoholism and drugs and a bunch of other crap. But anyways, the way he talked reminded me of him. He would always buy us beer when we were younger. In high school, so he was the fun uncle. But yeah, I have a feeling they'd be real fun to hang out with. I like that joke. It says, like they talk about Nate Diaz. He says, yeah, flipping gang signs with one hand and making balloon animals for kids with the other. I understand, Nick. I'm a bit shy too. I have some anxiety issues myself. This definitely helps. It's a lot different here than being in front of actual people. I actually interview horribly, which is funny because I've interviewed hundreds of people over the years, but when I have an interview myself, I just completely bomb. Jason, Nick and Nate probably have the best cardio, seeing how they do the Ironman. Oh, absolutely. Those guys' cardio is off the charts. But Nate gassed in his fight against Conor. I guess he kind of did gas a little bit. Doesn't make sense to me. It's a different kind of muscle. Everything's a different kind of muscle. Marathon. That's why marathon runners don't just jump right into MMA. And look at bodybuilders. Bodybuilders obviously gas out like crazy because of the kind of muscle they have. But to say they don't have cardio, I mean, some of those guys, I can't remember who he was, one of the most famous bodybuilders on history. He used to sit on the exercise bike for 6 hours. 6 hours straight. But he couldn't fight. His muscles are too heavy. He didn't slow down RS. Rewatch the fight. I don't remember him slowing down either. Speaking of rewatching fights, are you still in here? BR Longhorn. BR Longhorn, I got a conversation to have with you, buddy. So, for my bias commentating from this last fight, the Joanna Jędrzejczyk and Rose Namajunas fight. Like I said, I would rewatch that fight. I don't know what I was thinking in those first 2 rounds. Rose definitely won the first 2 rounds. I think the difference was just that she hurt JoJo several times. Those hard right hands count for more than the leg kicks. I'm not saying you couldn't have given the fight to Joanna, but watching it again, I would have called it 3-2 for Rose, and I could have seen how it could have been 4-1. Some very close rounds there. I still want to see them fight again. I hope they have a third fight. I know it's going to take a little longer because they don't like to schedule those fights when they're 0-2, but I think they fight again eventually down the road. Jason said, I think Nick has the better cardio out of the 2 brothers. I don't know. Nate versus Conor or Khabib versus Conor? Which bigger fight? Now, because of the first ones, it's Nate versus Conor. I just want to see Nate versus Conor. I don't know. Now, after that spectacle, though, I don't know, man. I don't know. Cap says Rose won first 2, Joanna won 3 and 4. Round 5 was a toss-up. That's how I seen it, Cap. The only thing that kind of frustrated me is I did kind of have Joanna, the fight pretty close to even. Joanna maybe a little bit ahead, and I thought Rose got kind of a do-nothing takedown at the end. If she won the fight on that kind of do-nothing takedown at the end, that kind of frustrates me. But if the fight was that close, then maybe that was a difference in the round, and that's what it is. For me, JJ only won the third. RS says a lot of close rounds, a lot of really close rounds, and it kind of depends on how you judge leg kicks too. A lot of people don't give leg kicks a lot of credit. Maybe I give them too much credit. I think I can be biased towards the leg kicks. I just really love leg kicks. I love Thai boxing. It's one of my favorite things. Except round 5, says BR Longhorn. Jason, I am starting to think Conor didn't mean to break the bus window. Why throw the dolly then? Why throw the metal dolly? I think possibly you're right. Maybe he got out of control. You can see he picked up a few things and threw them back. Obviously, he wasn't trying to do much when he was throwing those little rubber garbage cans. Part of me, I mean, I can't prove it, and I'm not going to come out and say that it's 100% sure thing, but part of me says there's a chance that Dana knew that Conor McGregor was in New York, and unfortunately, part of me says that maybe he knew he was going to attack him on that bus. I mean, I don't know if it's a 50-50, but part of me says there's a chance. I'm not saying he knew, but there's definitely a chance. That fight was not the biggest fight in the world before. Khabib versus Conor, before that happened. Now everybody wants to see that fight. And even with so many fights canceled, the prelims, that was one of the best prelims on FS1 that the UFC's had. And that pay-per-view did great numbers. Even after all those fights canceled, Khabib fighting a guy that's not a household name in Al Quinta. It was at the top of all the newspapers, top of all the headlines, top of CNN, Fox News, everything. UFC was on everybody's mind, and I hate to see how it came about, but I think we're all winning because of it. I think that card was bigger. I think this Bellator card was probably bigger because of it. I'm starting to think, RS says, we got to move on the Conor thing. He does this to seek attention. I hope they sue him big time just so his actions don't be worth it financially. I agree. Oh, hell yes, Cap says. Conor's definitely too big for his britches. F. Conor, move on from this inactive clown. All right. I've been trying to keep him out of my mouth. It has been pretty hard recently. BR Longhorn says, I think he knew something would happen, but I think Conor got carried away and threw the dolly too high. If it hits the side, it's a big story only. Let's talk about Nick Diaz, though. Who do you guys think should fight Nick Diaz? Who is out there for him to fight besides Tyron Woodley at 170? I don't think GSP's ready for a fight right now. Darren Till's tied up, and Stephen Thompson obviously fighting each other. A lot of big fights that are out there right now. He can't take. I would like to see him come back against Colby Covington. I'd like to see him knock him out. That'd be a great fight. Nick versus Jorge Masvidal. That's definitely a good one. There's gotta be somebody. I gotta bring up the top 170 pounders, because there's gotta be more guys out there than that for him to fight. It's nice to film from the computer and ring out my phone here. Let's talk about the real fighter. Oh, Jesus. Ryan Darth Bader. That's going to be a great fight against King Mo. Definitely the best 2 rounds so far of the Bellator Heavyweight Grand Prix is yet to come. Masvidal and Lawler are only ones available in top 10. That's the fight I want to see, is him against Robbie Lawler. And I'm hoping that that picture on Instagram of him in the cage saying, it all comes back around where it started, was talking about his first big win in the UFC against Robbie Lawler. I want to see that fight maybe more than just about any fight out there. Nick Diaz and Robbie Lawler. That would be hugely entertaining. I hope Robbie Lawler's healed from his injury. He could also fight at middleweight. He could. Gunnar Nelson is being underrated. That'd be a good one. Magny would be a good one. Gastelum's another good one. Good stand-up match. Gastelum is at 185. I don't think Gastelum's a big enough name either. God, I wish Anderson Silva was not suspended. I'd love to see a rematch between those two. Absolutely. But got to think about Nick's last fight. Nick's last fight wasn't when Ben Askren. He's not fighting Ben Askren. No way in hell he's fighting Ben Askren. It was a money fight against Anderson. Yeah, he got $500K against Anderson Silva. So that's why he did that. So that's can't blame him for that. Definitely took the money. Thiago Alves, that would be an easy fight. Not easy fight to come back against, but it's a name fighter that's not, a huge risk to come back against. Carlos Condit, like I said, and Colby Covington would have been great ones to come back against, but they're already in their fights. God, I wish Matt Brown wouldn't have gotten hurt. Matt Brown against Nick Diaz. They got to make that fight one day. That would be a great fight. Nick had money fights against GSP and Silva, yes. Nick always gets the money fights. I will definitely say that. The Diaz brothers, they get what they ask for. We complain about, the Irishmen, but yeah, they definitely get what they ask for. And if he's not going to fight Tyron Woodley, put him in there against Woodley. Give Woodley, a big money fight. I hope RDA wins, but I'm starting to have doubts, low-key. Against Colby? I don't know, man. God, I hope Colby Covington does not win that fight. I do not want to hear him run his mouth after that. GSP is now pound for pound number 2. I seen that. Khabib moved up eight spots in the pound for pound. A bunch of other people moved down. Yeah, and GSP moved up to number 1. Conor shouldn't even be in the top 15. Fuck Conor. Either way, neither one of them beats T. Wood. I agree, Cap. I agree with that also, RS. But at 185, who is there at 185? There's a ton of guys at 185 for Nick to fight as well. I don't even know why GSP's ranked at all either. Yeah, GSP should be ranked for sure. He is a legend, Jason. Yeah. But modern day, we're talking about modern day. This is a guy that's not even available to fight right now, and he's had one fight in the last 5 years. I disagree that he should be ranked. You know what? Why didn't they throw an old Vitor Belfort? Why didn't they throw him as the sacrificial lamb to Nick Diaz? That would have been nice. Vitor Belfort and Lyoto Machida getting it on there. The only good part of that is I hope Lyoto Machida can pull it out one more time and knock Vitor out. I actually think we see a better fight out of both those guys because they're in their retirement fights, and I imagine they probably come in juiced to the gills. What do you guys think? I hate the money fights. Don't have the best fighters. If they're the best fighters, I don't mind the money fights, but it's got to be good fights. How many fighters won 2 belts in different weight classes? It's Conor, and Mighty Mouse didn't even do that. Mighty Mouse refused to fight DJ. Yeah, TJ, you mean? I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know why he won't fight TJ Dillashaw. I'm glad to be getting the TJ Dillashaw versus Corey Gambrat fight. I can't wait for that fight. That's going to be freaking awesome. Yeah, I hadn't heard that he turned it down. DJ got lowballed by the UFC. I don't understand why they continue to lowball Demetrius Johnson and act like he's not a marketable fighter. They just need to market him. This guy's one of the most marketable fighters in the UFC. He plays frickin' video games, for God's sakes. We got a problem with younger viewers, and the guy in his spare time is online fighting people on Call of Duty. Come on, tell me he's not marketable. He's got sponsors jumping after him. He's on commercials all over the place. Pay him. Khabib and Tony are the best lightweights. Conor only had one lightweight fight. Yeah. Do we ever see Khabib and Tony? God, I hope so. Jason, DJ made less in his last title defense than he would have against TJ. That's true, but you got to give him at least $1 million. Come on. Deontay Wilder just turned down the first offer. I heard to fight Anthony Joshua, and it was $12.5 million, and he freaking laughed at it. And they didn't even want to give DJ $1 million. Come on, he's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. In your rankings, you rank him the top pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and you don't want to pay him? That's ludicrous. You haven't said anything about JR versus Zombies? Yeah, I'm not sure with the spelling. Somebody help me out here. That doesn't justify, Jason says. DJ's excuse says he wanted TJ to fight in his weight class before he fought him. No, they need to pay DJ for sure. My opinion is Mighty Mouse wanted that record more than anything. If he fought TJ, it was a risk to breaking that record. He's broke it now, though, and he's still, you know, they need to just make that fight. BR Longhorn says, I agree, Jason. If Dana doesn't pay DJ big money for TJ, I hope TJ versus DJ happens at least in someone's backyard, and I hope someone films it. Oh, that's great. That's hilarious. That's absolutely. You know, it'd be another good fight. I know I'm getting back to it for Nick Diaz to come back against though, but Derek Brunson. That would be an incredible fight. And I'm looking. Nick Diaz is actually listed right now as a 185er. I was looking for him on the 170 pounders, and he's actually listed as a middleweight right now. Facts are that DJ says he wants to fight TJ, but the money ain't right. DJ not ducking TJ. Yeah, you got to ask for the money right now. You got to ask for it. They've given it to some of these guys, and they've proven you got to be a self-promoter right now. People don't always tell the truth, Cab, says Jason, but you could be right. Yeah. I don't think Demetrius Johnson would lie about anything. He doesn't strike me as that kind of guy. How about CB Dalloway and Nick Diaz? I'm going through the 185ers here. RS is universal law number one. Dana underpays every fighter. Absolutely. Cap, why would DJ lie? Does DJ seem like the type to make shit up? No, he's not lying, man. DJ would not lie. Absolutely no reason to, for one thing. Yeah, from what I can tell, he's one of the most honest and integrous guys in MMA. But I didn't hear what you heard, BR Longhorn, so I don't know. I said it was my opinion, not facts, says Jason. So, yeah, we're all entitled. Excuse me. We're all entitled to our opinions, for sure. Could both be wrong. Yeah, I don't know what the answer is on that one. But I just wish they would get in and do it. But you know, we're all going to be treated to a big fight regardless. With Corey Gambrandt and TJ Dillashaw. DJ and the Metro PC Cats is very funny. He's very charismatic. Very, very photogenic. Could do movies. So, but yeah, a lot of fights coming. Ultimate Fighter's coming up here soon. Wednesday, actually. April 18th. I will see you before then, actually, of course, because of the fights tomorrow. But I haven't been excited about the Ultimate Fighter in a while, but I'll tell you my favorite night of Ultimate Fighter is that first week now. I love that they make the guys fight to get into the house because you see a lot of finishes. And they only show the best fights, too. That's going to be a great night. I'm going to call that, actually. I hope you guys want to watch that. That first fight of Ultimate Fighter, of course, we all know who the coaches are. It's all the experts in the room right now. Now, can't wait to see Stipe and DC coach against each other, though. That's going to be incredible. Another example of that is when GSP refused to move up to fight Silva, but moved up to fight Bisping. Yeah, that's one fight that I wish we would have been able to see. That would have been great, regardless of what you do. But there is something different about this Ultimate Fighter. Everybody's undefeated. They got to do something different every year for the Ultimate Fighter. Keep this thing fresh. I can't believe we're in our 27th season on Fox Sports 1 of the Ultimate Fighter. 27th season. I don't know a lot of these guys in here, but like I said, they're all undefeated. And it's coming April 18th. I'm trying to find a time here. That's funny. I type in Tough 27 and I get an application. No, I'm not trying out for Tough. No, thank you. Anyways, I'll get a time up for that. Definitely going to watch that first night. I think it's usually just the first night. I don't know if you guys remember, they have a 2-hour Tough, and all those guys fight against each other. They have to fight to get in the house. And it's going to be all undefeated fighters. So that's going to be great. But I had a brainstorm. Michael Chandler won, Stewie. Are you guys excited about the Ultimate Fighter at all? Later, BR Longhorn. We'll see you, man. See you tomorrow on Saturday. Are you guys excited about the Ultimate Fighter at all? It's kind of like American Idol. I like watching the first couple weeks because you get to watch all the bad singers. And that first week of Ultimate Fighter, you get to see all the finishes because they only show the good fights. You've never watched Tough? You should watch it this season, man. Fox Sports 1. Oh, you got to go back and watch them. What is it? I was just on the site. I'm trying to remember. Tough. That's Tough 20s. I can't believe how little information there is out here on this right now. This is ridiculous. Ultimate Fighter, it says the Ultimate Fighter 27 finale will be July 6th. Hey, that's helpful. Cast of undefeated champions, or undefeated competitors, excuse me. MMA Junkie, they got to have it here. I know I'd seen it, but I couldn't remember. All right, BR Longhorn, we'll see you on Saturday, man. Lightweight and featherweight athletes will go through the traditional tournament format with the winner receiving UFC contract. Lightweights, I don't recognize any of these guys. You can look it up online. I'm not going to read all their names, but you can look at MMA Junkie. Yeah, I don't know that any of these guys are recognizable. I think they might just basically be on there because they're undefeated. But kind of from all over the country. You got a guy from Dublin, Ireland, Jake Cushion-Nilo. Never heard of him, but he's from Dublin, Ireland. So imagine these guys, 2 guys from Ireland, 3. A guy from Italy. So I imagine these guys flying from other countries. They've got to be pretty good. And they have a pretty good vetting process for this. There's always a lot of talent that comes out of these. Yeah, so the show premieres April 18th on FS1 with a 2-hour season debut. So yeah, that first night will be nothing but fights. It'll just be they'll talk a little bit. It'll be like UFC 1, where the guys come out, they tell you a little bit about their style, and then they go in there and duke it out, 30-second introduction, and then here's the fights, fight. It's a freaking awesome night. Did you meet with the multiverse guy there the other day? No, he's actually not coming into town, I guess, until next week. Ozdemir versus Shogun looks like a good fight. Could be. I'm thinking Shogun shot, but I don't know. Maybe he rebirth. He's not that old. He's 32, so he's had a little bit of rest. I've always liked him. I wouldn't mind seeing him have another run at the title, and Ozdemir's always game for absolutely sure. I'm gonna run something by you guys though. I have these crazy thoughts sometimes when I wake up. But Ultimate Fighter 28, the 205 division is stalled now. Yeah, it is. And I can't believe what's Rockhold calling, thinking that he deserves a shot at Gustafsson for the title. Absolutely ridiculous. Jason Esbeta says, I watched Shogun and Pride when I was a kid, and he has a lot of mileage. Man, he was a killer in Pride. Absolute killer. I like watching a lot of all those old fights. If you have UFC Fight Pass now, or if you're taking their free, man, you can watch all those old Pride fights. I was actually watching that, the big one, the old Dawn Fry versus, was it Sakiyama fight, where they're punching each other like crazy. That was nuts. But leg stomps are crazy for sure. UFC 225 card is absolutely stacked. Yeah, and they haven't even announced everybody yet. But yeah, Robert Whitaker against Yoel Romero, of course. And then RDA and Covington for the interim championship. Alistair Overeem versus Brian Blades. Benavidez versus Pettis. Sergio Pettis, not Anthony Pettis. Joseph Benavidez. Arlovsky versus Tuvasa. That should be a great fight. Rashad Evans comes back. Mike Santiago, yeah, you nailed it there, Cap. 225 is a great one. All right, RS, have a great night. Later, man. So I'm going to tell you guys this crazy idea I had when I woke up. And sometimes I wake up and I just have the weirdest ideas. I don't know if it's from a dream or what. But this is the idea I had for an Ultimate Fighter. And it's dual coaches and dual fights at the end of the season. 4 weight classes and only 4 fighters from each weight class in there. So go with me here. You start out that first show with 8 fighters from each weight class. And then you got to fight to make your way in the class, of course. So you have the top 4 from each weight class fighting for 4 UFC contracts. Now you have 4 coaches. You have the brothers, Nick and Nate Diaz, coaching 2 weight classes. They're each coaching a weight class. And they coach together, and they're kind of like on a team together. You got Team Diaz. Then on the other side, you got, and I know you're going to hate this, Cap, but you got Conor McGregor and Tyrone Woodley as co-coaches on the other side. What you do here is you put in the top 4 125ers in the world, top 155ers, because that's the biggest division, top 185ers, top 4 heavyweights. You start it out, and it's automatically the semifinals. You get past the first week, the elimination week, and you're already in the semifinals. So you don't have to drag this out for weeks. And then you have Tyrone Woodley fighting Nick Diaz at the end, and Conor fighting Nate Diaz at the end. Is that crazy or what? I don't know, man. They're running out of ideas for the Ultimate Fighter, but I said that first night's gonna be great. It ends up being like 16 or 18 fights that first night too. Would you guys not tune in for that though? Would that not bring the Ultimate Fighter back? You got to put that on Big Fox. Just the drama between Conor and Nate, of course, and then like I said, you only got 4 in each weight class. CM Punk should be an Ultimate Fighter. That they should. You're right. They should have made CM Punk come up in the Ultimate Fighter. They did it to Kimbo. Kimbo was actually a somewhat established fighter, more established than CM Punk. And they made him come up. They should have made CM Punk come up. I'm going to say something right now. I'm not going to be responsible for anybody losing money. But if you want to bet on a fight right now, I would actually bet on CM Punk. Then he would have a chance. CM Punk is going to win his fight at UFC 225. Mark my words. I just interviewed, if you guys didn't hear the interview, I interviewed him Thursday at 4, his opponent, Mike Jackson. And I went right at him. I said, what do you say to those people that say you only want to fight with CM Punk for the name and you want an easy fight? And he said right to me, if you haven't heard it, you got to listen to this interview. He said, I'm a businessman. He says, I'm not in this to be a long-term fighter. I'm a businessman. And he actually cut kind of like a WWE style promo. And I'm not going to talk bad about the guy. I thank the guy for being on the show. I was a little surprised to think he didn't know much about CM Punk. He didn't know that CM Punk walked around big. He's going to be fighting him at 170, I guess. And he didn't realize when I said CM Punk walks around over 200 pounds. He didn't realize that. Mike Jackson only walks around about 180. And I told him, I think CM Punk might walk around closer to 220. He said he had just got done with his first day of training. Trust me, I don't think this guy is taking the fight seriously. The odds started out at 3-1 in favor of Mike Jackson. They've already moved to 2.5-1. I'm not telling you to put money down. I'm telling you, I'm thinking about putting money down on an MMA fight, and I never bet on fights. PM sunk pulls. I'm telling you, I think Mike Jackson's even worse. I don't think Mike Jackson takes this seriously. He's 0-1 as well. His one fight was also against McKee, so it's hard to say anything from that. But he got sub, same way, 43 seconds. He was 0-1 as an amateur. And CM Punk training with Rufus Sport. Yes, exactly. CM Punk's been training hard. He's taken this very seriously. He's been training with Rufus for, what, a year and a half now? How long's it been, Cap, since he's been training with Rufus? Don't be surprised if CM Punk comes in and annihilates Mike Jackson. Absolutely annihilates him at UFC 225. I mean, everybody wants to laugh at him, and he should have never been put in there against McKee. And I don't think people realized how good McKee is. McKee Gall's a stud. Now we all know how good he is. Since he beat Sage Northcutt, too. T. Wood said he was one of the hardest workers in the gym. I can see that. That job as a WWE star, I mean, those guys are such athletes, and they work so hard. For him to give that up, to fight in the UFC when he knows it's not for the money. What's he going to fight twice? He's old. He's 38, 39 years old. He's going to fight like 2 or 3 times probably. He's just got a dream of winning an MMA match. And I almost guarantee you that that's going to happen on UFC 225. It's pretty hard to find a sports bookie here in Washington State, but I'm seriously thinking I'm going to go online and find something before people find out and the odds start moving. If you guys watch my interview with Mike Jackson, I guarantee you will have zero confidence in him going into his fight against CM Punk. Zero confidence. I actually got it about 10-15 minutes into the interview. I actually stopped talking about the fight, started asking his opinion on other things in MMA, John Jones and different things. The guy's, think he's got a sociology degree. I believe he said, super smart guy. Says he doesn't like to train. He doesn't want to be a fighter. Says he's a businessman. Yeah, and the fight being in Chicago makes it even worse for Jax. Oh, yeah. That's CM Punk's territory. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, I think CM Punk's going to annihilate Mike Jackson, excuse me. I don't know why I keep on wanting to call him Mike Jones. There's the rapper Mike Jones. But people are going to really be surprised. People are going to be making fun of him. All the MMA forums are going to be talking smack about how bad he's going to get his ass kicked. And I think they're going to really be surprised. Canada's Arjan Boulard to wear turban to UFC fight. I seen that. I seen an interview on him about how he was embracing that. You know what? Who cares, man? Who cares? Obviously, he can't wear it during the fight because it's like a safety thing. But that's his religious right. Who cares what you wear? You can light your hair on fire before the fight, for all I care. Once you get in the cage, you got 2 hands and you got 2 feet. So, that Canada card, actually, speaking of Canada, my boy Ryan Nelson, the Monster Nelson, is going to be making his UFC debut finally. I don't know who he's going to be fighting yet, but I'm going to try to have him on the show again. He is my first big interview. He is my second fighter interview. First one, I guess, was Shoney Carter, but second MMA fighter that I interviewed. Maybe the media is wording it wrong. I thought he would wear it during the fight. I don't see how that could happen. That's good, UFC allowing. I agree, Cap. Why not? That is how the media plays tricks. Oh yeah, for sure, Jason. Everybody's clickbait now. Everybody. It used to be, and maybe I just didn't pay as much attention. And obviously, it's worse with the internet. But it seemed like the mainstream, when you seen the title of a story, that you could click on the story, and the story was what the story said it was. And now everybody's clickbait. CBS, CBS is probably the least biased of media things out there, and that's not. I'm not trying to get into politics there. We're just talking about how the media plays tricks, and I'll do a quick roundabout there. But I don't know, Cap and you other guys, how quick do you think Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder gets made? Did you see that Deontay Wilder got an offer, I believe, for $12.5 million and turned it down? See what's going on. Yeah, America's biggest heavyweight is set to reject $12.5 million contract. This is Business Insider. It says American fighter Deontay Wilder has reportedly been offered a $12.5 million contract to fight unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. Smart guy. He's going to get a lot more money. As the showdown is expected to generate upwards of $80 million, Wilder's representatives claim the deal is currently an insult. Wilder called Joshua a joke and insulted the Brit even further on his official Instagram account. Alabama big man Deontay Wilder, 6'7" athlete, knocked out 39 of his 40 opponents. We all know that. WBC heavyweight champion Wilder, Anthony Joshua, of course, got the WBO, WBA, and IBF championships. I hope they make this happen soon. I hope they make it happen this summer. Jason said, I have no problem with it. I work with the Indian guy. He is one of the nicest people I have ever met. I hope in the 21st century, I know we're only 18 years in, but I hope we can quickly get to a day that people don't even mention race and religion and all this other bullshit that doesn't matter. It's just a distraction to divide people. And I know it's much better than it used to be, and this generation is probably the most tolerant generation ever. This generation coming up, I will say that. It's stupid. People are born on different pieces of dirt, and they grew up believing different things. Get over it. You play in a different sandbox. You know, Cap likes the Cowboys and I like the Seahawks. That's about how I see it. Which, Seahawks, by the way, what do you think, Cap, about the Seahawks working out Colin Kaepernick? I think he's a great backup to Russell Wilson. If anything happens to Wilson, even if Wilson misses a couple games, Kaepernick's a super athletic guy. I know it's not MMA, and I'm all over the place here, but I hope they sign him. I don't have an issue with anything. I'd love to see him out there as a player. You know, at this point, it's no more a distraction than any other player or anything anybody else does. So they said they won't sign him because of the anthem thing. I did see a little blip on ESPN, something, and I was surprised. That was surprising. You know, coming from their head coach, he seems so tolerant. I was surprised to hear out of that. I heard him say though that Pete Carroll said you have to decide if you're going to be a football player or an advocate or something like that. Something kind of silly. I don't know. I agree there should be more to him than that. He needs obviously to perform on the field, but he's a super athletic quarterback. He's got a lot of years left in him. He's got a lot of skills. They did say they want to talk to him again. They want him to work out again. I did see that, I think. I think they're hoping he'll change his mind on that. I don't know. I mean, what exactly did they mean by because of the anthem thing? And you have how many? They had Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch, you know, he took a knee in Mexico and then stood for the Mexican national anthem. So, of course, that was when he was in Oakland. But you know, Seahawks players from every team have done it. Why? I know they're saying he's the guy that started or whatever, but why separate him now? I don't know. I just want to see him play football, and he's definitely a capable backup. One thing I can say is I do respect that Pete Carroll came out and didn't try to give some bullshit reason for it. I bet some NFL players, despite MMA training, would kick some ass in the UFC with athleticism. Oh, they definitely would, Jason. Athleticism, you can't replace athleticism. Some of these guys that are so good, that's John Jones. It's genetics, man. It's genetics. Obviously, he works hard. He studied MMA. He's a student of the game. But look at his family. All his brothers are football players. His dad was a professional athlete. The guy tonight, AJ, the flying boxing guy on Bellator, his dad was an MMA fighter. You can't deny genetics. Honorable Minister. What in the world does the LBGT community have to do with Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic? Somebody's trying to stir up some smack there. Yeah, I don't like that comment. But yeah, definitely. I'd like to see. Look at Herschel Walker. John Jones has been a steroid user all his life, and so have his brothers. It's known he was cycling. He's definitely got some genetics, man. He's definitely got some God-given genetics. Go and take a bunch of steroids, and you're not going to be able to get in there and fight in the UFC, dude, just because you took some steroids and some PEDs. You're going to get your ass kicked. You're going to get your ass kicked by the blue belt at the local Taekwondo dojo. DC is super genetic to be 5'10", destroying all of these huge guys. Look at Jones' frames. Yeah, exactly. Khabib versus who? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Khabib, you know, I don't know how much of that's genetics, though. I mean, yeah, he's a super strong guy for sure, but man, he sure trained his wrestling. That guy's got a ton of skill. And speaking of Khabib, people were so, you know, critical of his performance against Ally Quinta. Surprisingly, Joe Rogan. No, I'm asking who he fights next. I don't know, man. There's no Tony Ferguson for him to fight. There's no. I almost have to pull up the rankings, man. Who do you think he fights next? There's so many guys that are already fighting right now, or injured, or. You know, I hate to say it, it could be Connor. It could be Connor. Who else is not fighting right now? John Jones is such a genetic superiority that I needed to juice twice to beat DC. Hey, DC is a good fighter, man. I take nothing away from him. But when you look at those two fighters, you can see genetics. It's not all steroids. There are many guys in the same frames who are garbage fighters. That's my point. That's exactly my point. Because you take PEDs and steroids doesn't mean that you're going to be a great fighter. Genetics isn't everything. It helps a lot, dude. It helps a lot. I'm a 6 foot tall white guy. I was most likely not going to play in the NBA of European descent. Say what you want about that. You know, John Stockton, a few other guys. I suck at basketball. And I played a lot of basketball. My genetics suck for basketball. Just size and reach and strength and speed are all attributes that add to your overall skill level. Explosiveness, man. Explosiveness. Look at AJ McKee tonight. Look at AJ McKee versus Justin in that fight. And tell me, and a guy like Michael Venom Page, tell me there's not a difference in genetics there. That was like, I mean, not all genetics, obviously. I mean, he learns the timing and stuff. But Justin was out of his league, man. You could see everything he was doing coming from a mile a minute. Then you got a guy like AJ McKee that can throw a standing side kick to the face with absolutely no tell. I'm still impressed by that. That was absolutely amazing. I said, I don't know that I've ever seen anybody throw a side kick to the face, at least in MMA, with that little of tell. Maybe in kickboxing. Maybe in kickboxing, but not in MMA. I don't even think I've seen MVP do it. Proof genetics matters. Some people train their whole life and still suck. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. We deal with it. You know, we deal with it in sports. We deal with it in intelligence. Some people, you know, they're just not as smart as other people. You know what? I was really good at math. Mechanically, I really suck. I can't fix your car. I can't even switch out my radiator. I don't even want to try. I can maybe change my oil. My wife's laughing at me. Like, don't try to do that. I mean, I check my oil. I put in gas. I make sure my fluids are good. Besides that, I have a good friend that's a mechanic. And it's an aptitude thing. And you could say maybe I could learn it. But I was in the military. And you take a thing called an aptitude test. It's called ASVAB, like she said, it's called the ASVAB. But they rank your aptitude at certain things. And I was considered highly intelligent. in most things. I was available to do most jobs. I was in the 90s. I was actually a 99 in what they call general. General, I imagine, must be considered bullshitting because I think I'm really good at that. Mechanically, my aptitude was a 53. They give you a test judging not off what you've been taught, but what you have the ability to learn. And my mechanical aptitude was a 53. Basically, they're like, this guy's not going near anything mechanical. I could do any other job in the military, but airplane mechanic on basically wire missiles. Anything mechanical, I wasn't going near it. Anything physical, I was fine. I was a pretty strong dude. I was pretty intelligent when it came to everything else. I could BS myself through a lot of other things. That Adobe software. Now that's almost like working on a car. God. I was able, on my April schedule thing, as you see, I was able to type in all the fights on there. That's about as far as I am with the Adobe software. I'm actually taking a 4-day weekend next week. So I'm going to have some time to work on that. I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm going to definitely take some Adobe lessons. My wife's been working on it some. Young David's supposed to be helping me on that. I told him if he took over the technical part of the channel, that from now until summer of next year, I'd give him $2,000. He sounded excited. I installed the Adobe software on his computer. He still has yet to do anything with it. John Jones has been cycling right since he was very young. This is known by who? These PEDs give you massive advantages. I have friends who professionally fight, and it is day and night benefits. John Jones cheating's made the fights 100% unfair. DC was not given a fair shot. Like, all you got to do is YouTube and Google. I know, man. I'll get on. And there's tutorials on the Adobe. I'm honestly not really sure what I want to do. I know I want to do like an intro. As much as I don't really care for Chris over at MMA Holes. He's got a good intro. It'd be nice to have some things flashing, like the results of the fights as we're going through. I'm not sure. That might be hard to integrate into the YouTube live stream anyways. Besides that, a lot of things I do is commentary. A green screen behind me would be cool. Maybe some graphics and stuff. Honestly, besides that, though, I'm really not sure what else I want to do. If I was good at animation, I really like some of the animation out there. I don't know if you guys watch Tommy Toehold. If you haven't seen Tommy Toehold, you got to type in Tommy Toehold on YouTube. And dude's absolutely freaking hilarious. Should get the subscriber counter. I don't know if that's part of it. I got to look that up on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not even sure how to get that. I definitely do need to get that because I'm always trying to figure out as I'm going or looking afterwards. Just having an MMA theme in your background for your videos would be a nice touch. No, it definitely would be. I like to have something with the logo or something behind me. Make it a little more professional. Looking to get more subscribers. Definitely help to get sponsors. That's my big thing right now. Is I'm definitely looking to get sponsors, and I'm not getting a whole lot of bites. I have gotten a couple from some shady companies, a couple of emails and things, but no. But somebody wanted me to advertise their VPN and their site for illegally downloading MMA bouts. I don't think that's a wise career choice. So I passed on that one, and then I got another one that was kind of weird. I don't even remember what it is right offhand. I do have a band. I'll share with you when we're right here. I'd never heard of these guys. You guys probably haven't either, but you look up, band, looked them up. If the band guitarist is in here, I'm sure he's not in here right now. But emailed me and said I could use any of their music. It's a pretty good set of music. He said the guitarist from Band was a big fan of the show. So, Chris is the guy. Rock Band is Consinity. And I have permission to use their music. So I'll use it in a few of my fights. I'm going to do a Roy Jones fight, actually. One of those kind of like 5 minutes alone documentary things like I did with Mike Tyson. And I put some more music in there for that. So over 3 hours, guys. Thank you very much for staying with me. We went over an hour after the whole Bellator thing. I appreciate everybody sticking with me. I will see you guys tomorrow at 5 p.m. Actually, don't forget the Fox show's at 5 p.m. Before we leave, do you guys want to watch? Do you guys want to do the prelims? Is anybody planning on watching the prelims, or is that just too long? They start at 3 p.m. What do you think, Cap? I'm going to let you guys call it right now. I mean, if you guys will watch it, I'll start at 3. I'm around 6'4" and train myself, so I'm not saying genetics don't play a part, but I'm blown away by a 5'10" DC's dominant against these massive dudes. Yeah, the guy is definitely a killer, man. He's one of my favorite absolute fighters of all time. I usually watch prelims. Jason, if you're watching the prelims, I'm watching the prelims. So 3 p.m. tomorrow. Where prelims are going to be on... It says prelims are on Fox starting at 3. I'm guessing that's got to be an FS1 thing. I guess we'll check tomorrow. So either on FS1 or Fox. Oh, we got Tim Boach on the freaking prelims. We got to do prelims. I didn't realize he was on the prelims card. And so is Brad Tavares. Yeah. Who can't fight Nick Diaz like I was trying to put him against because he's fighting tomorrow. I don't think I'll do the UFC Fight Pass prelims. How about that? They start at 12:30. I'll still be at work till 1:30. But we'll start at 3 p.m. We got Tim Bosch tomorrow. Yeah, DC is definitely built like a tank. He says he has good genes. Thing is, guys like him and Roy Nelson, you can see those guys, they work out and they work out. I don't know what their diet is, but they don't get the definition. I feel bad for those guys. And DC didn't start in his 30s. He's an Olympic wrestler. Yep. Late Fox prelims sound good. All right, 7. Later, Cap. All right. You guys have a great night. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. And I will see you tomorrow for the early prelims on Fox or FS1 at 3 p.m. Have a good one.